And we are recording.
Okay. When last we left off, the wolf pack, after recovering from and awkwardly avoiding discussion about their indulgences in the Den of Delights, decided to investigate some of Molly's potential job offerings. Learning about some of the mundane ones and mulling over some of the more violent or illegal ones, the party settled on pursuing two in particular. First, they investigated an alleged turncoat, one of Molly's marked men, who Molly believed was working with the Imperials and reducing Molly's orphan spy network one child at a time. And poisonous bit of infiltration and burglary, the party confirmed that he was most definitely torturing and killing Molly's young spies, and potentially speaking with Imperial forces. The party waited in ambush, managing to snare the disloyal man and slay him with work before extracting his tongue and tattoo. As for the second job, they pursued with great care, for failure would result in charges of treason and immediate execution. Utilizing Finn's pet pseudo-dragon Elvis and a little mouse Tyler on his back, they managed to find out what information Molly was interested in. The massive and confidential construction site on Plateau 7 of the Estates District was home to some kind of arcane cannon of a truly massive scale. What was more startling was the test firing of the artillery piece, which was apparently fully operational and incalculable in range and destruction. From a distance, and without immediate risk of detection, the two creatures made their way back to the pack on the docks with their new information in hand. And that's where we're going to pick up. So, Finn, you've just maneuvered Elvis back to you and the rest of the party with Mouse Tyler on Elvis's back still in the little harness.
No, they shot down the harness idea.
That's right. They did shoot down the harness idea.
Yeah.
So just clinging to, I'm assuming, a scale or something on the back.
Yeah, just holding on. I would.
Bet you're,
Tyler's
bet you were,
back with pseudo
bet you're
dragon.
wishing I made a saddle, aren't you, Tyler?
Tyler, as for you, you're a little bit dazed and recovering from the blindness and deafness of such proximity to this arcane and mechanical contraption did, as far as outputting the amount of energy and light. So, still, I mean, you're a little dizzy, but you're, I mean, altogether fine. Just kind of out of it a little bit.
All right, she'll get off and then come out of her wild shape. That was something. She like messes with her ear.
Yeah. And for everyone else's benefit, you guys all heard very, very loudly what happened up there on that plateau, as well as saw a flash of light, just not as blinding as it was for the pseudo-dragon and mouse.
She's like still rubbing her eye.
It was loud.
It was bright. Yeah, it was like. Did you guys see that? Like at all?
Saw a flash.
Oh, what? You mean
It was
the
like-
giant fucking super cannon going off?
Yeah, that.
Yeah, it was
But
a
it
little hard
was-
to miss.
It reminded me of like the stick that went off in that house.
Ooh,
Yeah,
that's not good.
like a huge one of those.
Could you tell how many people it was taking to operate it?
Could I? Corey?
Mm-mm.
Oh, he's dead.
Oh God.
She's saying
It's
something. I
alright.
can't hear her say anything.
Yeah,
Oh.
she's asking how many people that were operating the game.
Oh.
You can't hear it at all?
Can
I
you
couldn't
hear me
when
now?
she said that. No.
Can you hear me
There's
now?
like a delay, and I hear part of it, and then it cuts out again.
God, that's annoying.
I can hear you fine.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Uh-oh.
I think he's just resetting.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you much better now.
Okay.
Good.
Okay, so as far as how many people you saw, it was a little hard to determine because it looked like there was a lot of construction crew still going on, and looked like they were making some minor adjustments to it, making sure it was operational. As far as the loading process, you didn't really get to see anything like that. It looked like it had already been kind of loaded. They were about to test it. So, people you saw around it, I mean, it was probably upwards of 20, 30 people up there, but you don't know how many of them were like any kind of firing crew, how many of them were arcane observers and enchanters having worked on this, and how many were actually just,
Okay. There were a lot of people, but I don't know how many were there just to observe and how many were there like get it ready.
Okay. Well, I'd say that's probably what Molly was shooting for as far as intelligence. I mean, you couldn't have got any closer than that. Plus, you
Yeah.
got to see it go off, or hear it anyway. Some loud shit.
Well, that and I got like some half-ass sketches of the runes they were drawing on it or carving in it.
Oh, nice. Yep,
Nice.
forgot about that. That'll help a lot.
It'll help us get motherfucking paid.
Yep.
So much money.
Oh no.
And those tattoos? Oh, I'm so excited. Oh my god.
I'm curious. I am curious what he's wanting to do with the information beyond just curiosity. We'll see. Maybe it's not our business.
Just shrugs.
Yeah. What time is it right now? Is it late?
it's pretty late at this point.
Okay.
Probably pushing 10, 11 o'clock at night.
Okay. Well, shit, I mean, Molly's awake. Probably. I don't know how you guys feel, if you want to try to knock out something else before going back, or if you want to report. Whatever you guys think.
Well, didn't we kind of forget to ask those two troublemakers' names?
We did. All we got was shitheads.
A couple shitheads is hanging around the dock. Something tells me there's two of those.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a lot more than just two of them.
Just start asking around for shitheads. They'll be lining up. Alright.
Okay, so what are you guys doing?
I was going to report back and then fill in some blanks with the other job.
That
Yeah,
sounds
I'd
like
say
a... Yeah.
Okay. Alright. We may as well. I mean, 11 o'clock is late, but it's not that late.
And like you said, Molly's probably awake. So, all right, with that, you guys start heading back to Court and Crafts, recognizing that the market district is a little bit dark at this point because it's a bit late. It's mostly just taverns open, and there is no sign indicating that Court and Crafts is open. But you check the door and it is unlocked, and in fact, the proprietor is still there, the sweet old woman, visiting you from when you last left and noticing that you still have your visitors' wristbands. She just pushes you down towards the basement entrance.
Cool.
Heading down in there, passing the two Goliath bodyguards once again, recognizing you with the wristbands, allowing you passage once more. On the dark tunnel, eventually feeling the arcane field pass over you as you enter into the Den of Delights proper. Looks exactly the same as you guys left. There's people all over the place cavorting, just indulging in whatever they feel like at this point. Music going off all around in the distance, the lights flashing different colors in just spectacular arrays throughout the chambers. Moving into the back area of it, Molly is on his throne. At least you're pretty sure it's Molly, given that it's on his throne and surrounded by the almost dominatrix appearing bodyguards of his. Like Molly, though, because he's once again shifted disguise into a completely different form. This time, just a plain-looking Imperial blooded human. Blonde hair, blue eyes, very regal and handsome looking. Something you'd expect of like the nobility of the Empire itself. It seems to be just kind of messing with some weird little arcane contraption, shifting around almost like a Rubik's Cube, but not quite. His approach, and once again, not in his typical brogue that you were accustomed to speaking with him in that first night and morning. Back. So, you do. I don't even know what you guys were doing the last time I talked to you. What'd you do?
Your rodent problem is taken care of.
Which one? I think there was a couple of them.
Oh no, the rat Dawson, the
Oh, Dawson.
Gilderay, the child
Please.
murderer.
And kids.
Yep, definitely doing that. Also,
fuck.
99% sure he was snitching. So, here's all the stuff he had from the Empire. I'll toss in that folder of stuff I nicked off his desk.
Kind of just goes through the folio a couple times.
And then,
First, it looked like he was losing it, but I'll have someone look into it. Hands it over to one of the women.
Do you want the tongue?
Oh, I most certainly want the tongue.
Ugh,
And he just puts his hand out.
I'll just take the wrapped up tongue out of my bag and there you go.
I'll grab the tattoo, the wrapped up tattoo from my bag and hand it to him as well. Here's the tattoo.
Oh, perfect. He picks up just the hunk of skin from the tattoo, throws it into the air, snaps his fingers, and you watch it just incinerate. Burnt skin now falls to the ground. Simple just disposal. The tongue, however, and he pulls it out of the bag and is just holding it by his hand. Doesn't seem to be squeamish about holding another being's tongue in the slightest. Oh, I have some plans for you. And then he kisses it. Takes out a dagger, walks about 15 feet from the throne to one of the pillars, puts it up to it, and just stabs the dagger straight through it, pinning it to that pillar. This serves as a lesson for everyone.
Yeah. I mean, if it makes you feel better, he died hard.
Oh, please, give me details. I'm very much looking forward to hearing how he died.
Well, she wrapped him up in vines, and then I dropped a cloud of daggers on top of him and pretty much just sliced him up.
To be
Tied him
fair,
down and stuck him. That's kinky. I like it.
So that's what I was thinking.
I wanted to cut his tongue out while he was alive, but they wouldn't let me.
Oh, I like how
Sorry
you
to
think.
disappoint you.
I like how you think. Someone get this man a drink.
Yeah, I'll take a drink.
Bartender eventually just walks up with a mug of ale.
I'll look at it a little apprehensively, and then I'll just take a sip.
I mean, it's pretty decent ale.
Okay.
Go ahead and roll a Constitution save. I'm kidding.
Oh, crap.
I greatly appreciate you doing that for me. I had a feeling he was doing some fucked up shit and trying to rat me out, and I do not. See, I give my marked men and all of my friends quite a bit of leeway in what they do here in the den, obviously, as you can probably guess. For in return, loyalty.
Yeah, he definitely wasn't doing that.
Definitely wasn't.
And then at the end of the, I'm assuming this is like safe to speak out loud. Like
What?
present company.
If you're talking about the harpies, they're good. They're basically
cool.
they're good, right?
I'm assuming everybody else is like out of earshot.
They all seem to be busy doing whatever it is they do.
Okay.
So, we're good here. If you want to be secure, I can make it secure. Just let me know. But
I mean, I don't give a shit. It's the big thing up on the hill. We got
went and looked into it.
We did.
Yeah.
And what is it?
It's a gigantic cannon.
It shoots.
See the look on his face? He goes, as you say that, the look goes from really excited and interested in this to just deadpan sober.
Yeah, I mean, I got some sketches of some of the runes they were carving on it.
It's definitely arcane.
Cannon.
Yep, big giant fuck you cannon.
Arcane runes on it.
Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure you can blow up the whole goddamn world with that thing.
They test fired it while we were there.
That's fine. Is that what that shaking was?
It was.
I was taking a shit. I wasn't sure if I actually felt that or not. That's that big.
Yeah.
You saw the rune? They were drawing runes on it? What kind of runes? Do you know?
I got some sketches. Like, I don't know fuck all about runes, but
Please,
here's what some of them look like.
Takes a look at them. Moments. Well, that's not good. Do you recognize this glyph at all? I don't know how many of you are arcanely gifted. And he holds up a very particular one. that you would graphed out. It looks almost a bit like a 8-pointed star in not quite a symmetrical pattern. Almost like it was two different stars slightly disarrayed from each other. You recognize this one at all?
No, not me. I'm more like self-taught than classically trained, as it were.
I'm not proficient either, like at all.
I don't know that much about magic right now. Still learning.
They're more
Yeah,
like the hippy dippy side of magic.
I'm on the hippy
Well-
dippy side of magic.
Yeah, I figured as much. A fundamental rune and glyph pair for transportation magics, teleportation.
What?
Thing like this on anything, and if you stick it on something like a cannon, it fired something really far away.
So, are you implying that they're attacking something that we can't even see?
I'm thinking it might be far
Because
enough
it could
away
be-
that we could not find out where we might. Well, it might be. What direction was it pointed in?
Towards the ocean,
Ocean.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. You guys do remember it was well. And yeah, Finn, you saw it.
Yeah.
It was pointing out over towards the ocean, at a bit of a
Yeah.
high angle as well.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody ever saw where it landed. I mean,
I definitely did.
Well, if you're talking a gun that big with arcane enhancement on it, I doubt we'd see it with an eyesight.
Yeah, like, I don't even know what is that direction.
Neither do I. I
And
don't spend a whole lot of time on the sea, and when I do, it's normally not for looking for islands.
and you said it's a teleportation rune?
It's a fundamental for teleportation magic. Looking through, and he looks through a couple of the extra notes. I wouldn't say that necessarily that it's teleporting it, but it might be speeding it arcanely.
Mhm.
Going through, he finds another one. He goes,
Like a big magic
Yeah,
rail gun.
that's essentially what they're doing. This one right here, he holds up a different one that this time it's a 6-pointed star at this point, but with little a little bit of like these weird lines perpendicular to every line that consists of the star. A porcupine star, if that makes any sense.
Mm-hmm.
This rune in particular is of evocation magic, and it's used for enhancing concussive force or other kinds of evocation-based force, like fire, lightning, things like that. I'm thinking that they managed to make a gun that fires are incredibly fast and incredibly powerfully.
It's like a cannon on crumb.
Yeah, it is a bit like a cannon on crumb.
No.
That's not something I want the Empire having in any way, shape, or form.
No.
I wonder how much damage this thing does. And you said it was pointing out towards the sea?
It was.
Y'all like
Yeah.
the ballpark.
Yeah.
About yay direction ish.
Oh, you guys up for another job?
Depends on the
Depends.
job.
I need to know how much damage this thing is capable of. That thing's pointing out towards sea. Of the Empire, they wouldn't just fire it out into the water without any kind of indicator of how much damage it does. They had a target. To the west, what would be within range of this gun? Of the bars and some of the old salt dogs down on the docks to find out what's out there. But I need to know what it does. So I'm going to go ahead and let you use the pleasure ship I have down on the docks. Take that, find a guide. I don't have one. I don't have a guide. I normally keep to the close waters, but find a guide, have him take you somewhere anywhere there might be an island chain out to the west within, a day or two. Within general range.
Are you thinking?
I'm
just-
thinking they didn't test fire that. I'm thinking they test fired it with a target in mind.
Wow.
I mean, they seem fish people, right?
Oh, they don't
we
like
saw
anyone that
shit when
they
we
don't
were
want. They don't
coming
like anyone that doesn't look
Oh.
like this, and he just gestures at himself right now.
out. Yeah. No, believe me, I know that. I
They're
barely
pretty
pass.
hostile. Not very civil to anyone who isn't human or part of their Imperial culture. So they're wasted this, especially if they've been spending as much time and money up there as they have been. They're not just going to waste a shot.
And
They wanted to make sure that test fire is going to work on something.
with the broad knowledge of cannons that you would have, you're thinking that with this magic and this enhancement that it's possibly a day to 2 days out that it could be firing that far?
I think so.
Wow. Okay.
I mean, fuck.
No, I know enough. I know enough about the area, the waters around the area, at least to know that there's stuff out there.
Yeah.
At that range, I just don't know anything farther than that. Maybe it was farther than that. I don't know. But
okay.
I think that maybe it's that. It's at least a place to start. It definitely looks like they have a dickload of magic on this. And I'd very much like to know what this is. Farther than a day or two out, don't bother. Then else out as far as like a more prepared expedition. Enough supplies, and the Commodore is a pretty fucking fast ship to begin with. So you'll be able to, at least, provided you find a guide that knows what the hell he's talking about, you should be able to find something out.
I mean, do you have any guides in mind? I'm assuming you don't just like let random dudes on your boat.
Oh no, I don't. I don't. It's a pleasure ship.
Oh,
So it has a very
don't touch anything.
Like a yacht?
Not like I leave it like nasty when I get off. I make sure it's cleaned
Okay. Well,
professionally.
Molly,
It's a fun ship though. You'll enjoy it.
I don't want you to take this the wrong way. I don't want to be abrasive, but before we accept any more jobs from you, and I don't want to speak for everybody else, but we would probably like to get paid for what we've done so far.
Oh, yeah, no. That can be arranged very much so. So what was it? It was, I think I said 1,500 each for, which you more than found out what that thing does. And I think it was 1,000 for information on Dawson. So, RPs, go ahead and pull out. Grook's just gone.
Where did that sneaky bitch go?
God damn it.
She'll get paid when she shows up. I'm sure she'll be around.
Probably a Fight Club.
She did really well the other night. Go ahead and pull 1,000, 2, 3, 7,000 gold out of the stockpile. She walks off for a minute. Just a chest full of fucking gold.
Nice.
And just throws it in front of you guys. Open it, and it is just a fuck ton of gold in there.
Much gold.
Wow. All right.
Never seen that
1,000
much
gold,
gold
as
in my
agreed.
life.
Okay.
And I
Great.
have 1,500 for Garuk whenever she gets around.
And you said that we were gonna get a tattoo. Also.
Oh yeah, if you want to become one of the marked, more than welcome to. The tattoos are done down in the Docks District at Tarkin's Treasures. He does freelance tattoo work for just about anyone. Sends his regards and tattoo on me.
Awesome.
Do you care where this tattoo is as far as...
I mean, I'd prefer you not go brandishing it around, because I'm pretty sure the Imperials have an idea of what it means.
Okay.
Like, I don't know, someplace where you can easily cover it with clothing. But
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
all the tattoo means is that any of my resources here in the den, more than welcome to them as free as you want. Normally,
Well,
like special case, the visitors band that you guys have, it lasts like a day, maybe 2.
Mm-hmm.
And then like any repeat customers, I I usually, I have to make money off of this somehow, or I have to keep money coming into the den in order to pay for all this shit. So, having the march status just means you get to come and go as you fucking please and do whatever the fuck you want.
I don't think it sounds like a bad deal. I think you got my attention. Definitely.
I mean, hey, who doesn't like free booze, drugs, and sex, right?
Well, the money's nice too.
All that too.
So that works.
I mean, don't go crazy with drawing money from the loan system and all that, but
Nah, I don't think we'll have to do that. We'll work for it.
fair enough.
And on that note, if you guys are comfortable with it, I think we could probably accept that job. See where it goes. Molly, as far as it goes, we've got several jobs on the list here. With I'd say the most important one out of the way. Are you interested in prioritizing this for us, or are you not concerned?
Oh, I'd very much like to know what this is, like, quickly.
Okay.
Yeah, I assume that could push to the top of the list.
Festival so close, I get the feeling that they're going to announce something about that cannon, especially if they're just, test firing it at 10 o'clock at night.
Okay.
Does quickly. So
Okay.
I very much prefer this happen. Hold on 1 second, and he gets up and literally just runs back into his room real quick. Comes back out with about foot long, wrapped in cloth. This might actually be useful for one of you guys in finding whatever the fuck this is. So that amount of magic is going to put off a huge fucking aura and make it super easy to see, so long as you know how to look for it. Often shows it is a very ornate looking. You've seen one of these before when on your trip up to Corda. It is a spyglass, although it is very intricately made. Nice little gold gilding around it, fine woods. The lenses all appear in perfect order. Full length, it's about 2 feet long. Each of the collapsible cylinders on it is engraved, and there's 4 of them in total. Each of them has a engraved rune on it, similar in an arcane fashion. This little one right here, and he points to the smallest one, closest to the eyepiece. If you activate the command word and then look through it, you can see arcane shit.
Oh.
Okay. Who wants to hold on to this beauty? I nominate Finn.
I'm also nominating Finn. It doesn't really match my aesthetic very much.
You know what's gonna happen if it gets broken.
I like that.
Okay, then he hands it over to you, Finn. He does tell you, you're going to have to take some time. Magical items like this, they tend to require a familiarity with it, so you'll have to spend a little bit of time getting used to the power behind it. Word for it is which it means payback in Infernal.
Did you get that, Finn?
Yeah.
Infernal is a very delicate language. Very romantic to hear.
You're never gonna get it to work.
You don't know that.
Yeah, we'll see.
But he hands it over to you, and basically, once you spend like an hour or so short rest attuning to it. You have access to. I will give you the spell card for it, or the little description for it. But as you're looking it over, though, you do notice that there's 3 other glyphs on it, and he just goes, "I don't know what those do." For the record, they probably do something else. I have no idea. Full disclosure: I stole that from someone, so yeah.
Oh. Okay.
Problem?
Nope.
I mean, you could just kill a motherfucker earlier.
No problem there.
No.
I think we should start looking for a guide.
Well, we can. It's gotta be late as shit now. Should we rest for the night?
I
Probably.
mean, that's probably not a bad idea.
Yeah, I mean, if we showed up to the den around 11ish and he spent an hour attuning to that, then
This is true.
we probably better rest.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Try not to get too fucked up in here.
Make
Okay.
no promises.
I guess we should ask Molly, is it okay if we bunk up here for the night?
Oh yeah, I don't give a shit. You guys are getting the tattoo and everything. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, you're family here, so.
Okay. Sounds good. Let's do it.
Okay, with that, you guys go try to find nice little bunks, indulging in whatever you want to for the night, but trying to find some rest for the day, looking forward to tomorrow. Whispers on Roll20, because I don't.
Do I know?
Do you know how to send whispers on Roll20?
I
Oh wait,
think
no, there it is.
it's
/W.
/W and then the person's name.
Once you send, if you're gonna send somebody to whisper, do it through maybe Discord, unless it so you don't jack it up, maybe.
Yeah, that's fair. We'll just do that.
Oh,
There you go.
well, that's
Unless it
that's
work-
what
unless-
that's what happens if you type nothing in there and just copy the message. Yeah, it's /W, then the name, then the message.
Oh shit, it's right there, isn't it?
Yep.
Oh yeah, look at that.
I see test. Does anybody else
okay.
see test?
I see
Nope.
nothing.
Okay.
Oh, it worked.
Oh shit, I think all of it just sent.
Yeah,
I think so, too.
that one you fucked up.
Oh well,
Oh,
oh well.
yeah,
yeah.
that's everybody.
It's not like you're not gonna need it at some point, so. Whatever.
Klaatu Verada necktie, nectar,
Nikto.
Nikto.
But yeah, you now have the captain's spyglass, and you are attuned to it now. So activate that first glyph on there and use the command word, which it doesn't require you to say in Infernal after you spend some time attuning to it. So
Just did for him because that was his jam.
does jam. But yeah, if you're looking through the spyglass, it's similar to detect magic. You can sense, or you can see magical auras at quite a bit of distance, given that it's a spyglass. And if you pass an Arcana check, you can identify what kind of, as far as like school or what kind of class magic, if you're looking at a person.
Nice.
And then yeah, activate it 4 times per day. Charges reset at dawn, and you have no idea what the other 3 glyphs does.
X-ray vision.
Never know. But with that, morning eventually comes, or at least you're pretty sure it's morning. I mean, you just kind of spend some time getting some sleep, and
Taylor got a little sleep. He was having fun again.
I figured as much. So yeah, you're dragging ass a little bit, but I will not count it for exhaustion against you. Eventually waking, the breakfast bar is open again, and the smell of bacon wafts through the Den of Delights once again. But the day is yours. And Molly, for the record, Molly did tell you where his pleasure ship was docked at. He gave you the dock number, 69B.
I'm not surprised.
Of course it's 69. Why would it not be?
So, do any of you guys know how to work a boat?
Nope.
No.
Not at all.
Molly also informed you it has a full crew on it. It's just the guide that you need to find.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Oh, okay.
That's
So we're the good thing is
You gather pretty quickly. Molly doesn't give a
Yeah.
shit about the like sailing or anything like that. He just likes going on booze cruises.
Oh, I
Yeah.
see.
fair.
Yeah, he's the kind of guy that owns a yacht for the sake of owning a yacht and the people that work it.
Why do you
I
own a yacht?
mean,
Because I can.
Exactly.
yeah, we've got
have the
enough
money and the power, why
here. We
not?
can, yeah, we can find somebody good. We're pretty stacked.
Oh. Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, we just gotta find somebody.
Let's go check out the boat first, and then maybe we can find somebody in the area.
We gotta look in the docks anyway. Someone in the docks probably
Yeah.
knows the way around.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rex, aren't you like from here? Don't you know somebody from your cop days?
I bet I do. I don't know if I'd be a close acquaintance with somebody.
Not a whole. You're not really. You didn't spend too much time down on the docks. You do know that people that are on the docks looking for work tend to hang around or post notices in the port of call, which you guys have been
Is
to.
that? Oh yeah, let's head up the.
So it's the bar that has the message board that always has shit tacked to it.
Yep. Okay. Let's head to the port of call. We've been there with the old Brendish boy. That'll be a good start.
Okay.
Sound good, guys?
Yeah.
Everyone good with that?
Good to me.
Okay.
Yep, man.
Okay. With that, you guys head over to the port of call bar, leaving through the den and everything like that. By the time you come out, it's pretty early in the morning, 7 or 8 a.m. The day is just starting to get underway in the market district. But it seems like you timed your sleep and waking up perfectly. Towards the port of call bar, where you remember it being over in the docks district. I think it's marked on the map. It's number 4. Okay. As you get in there, because it does serve as an inn, it is open, and there is a rudimentary breakfast being served. It looks like most people are just getting like slabs of bacon, some porridge, maybe some bread. Not very high quality compared to what you're used to in its cabin, but there is the blue-skinned elf figure behind the bar. A couple of random people just kind of scattered around. One guy that looks, even though it's 8 a.m., looks drunk. You're not sure if he's been in here all morning drinking or if he's a leftover from last night, but still drunk. This is on the board.
I'll head over to the board and start perusing, seeing if I can find what we're looking for. All else fails, we can ask the bartender.
Okay, go ahead and make a investigation check. First roll of the night. Going through the list on here, you're not seeing anything advertising as a navigator or a guide or anything like that. You're finding a lot of spare ship hands, more specialized positions like carpenters, cooks, things like that. For a guide or navigator, though.
Okay.
All right.
With that, however, I'll
nothing.
also say you notice that the note that the Brendish boy had pinned to it is gone.
Uh-oh. Hello?
Hear me?
Oh,
Yeah.
I cut out on that one. What did the note say?
You remember where the Brendish boy had pinned the note? You notice that it's gone. It's not posted up there anymore.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, nothing on the board for a guide or a navigator, so... Anybody want to ask the bartender what's up? See if they might
Pardon
know.
me, and you guys suddenly all hear this, and you turn over and see at one of the nearby tables a short individual, a dwarf, bare-faced, short black hair, just kind of a messy mop on his head, appears to be in the middle of his breakfast. Did I hear you guys are looking for a navigator?
We are.
We are indeed.
That's perfect. I'm the perfect navigator. I can help you out.
Okay. You're familiar with the seas then?
Oh, absolutely. I've served on every fucking ship around here.
Every fucking ship?
Do I believe him?
Go
Yeah.
ahead and roll an insight check.
Okay.
Okay, one sec.
Ooh.
Okay, show me up. That's fine. Finn absolutely believes it.
Seems legit.
I'm cut now. I can't hear you guys.
Yeah, we're getting some static from your microphone, too.
For me?
Yeah, every now and then it's getting a little bit of static. I don't know if it's a wire or maybe you have a loose
Man.
wire. That might be the problem.
I'm not doing anything. I'm just sitting here. It's so weird. Can you hear me okay, like right now?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'll try not to move.
Okay. Yeah, he just looks at you guys. Yeah, I've worked on just about every type of ship around here. I've worked on a lot of different ones. Major Imperial vessels. I've worked on some commercial vessels around here, even just a few fishing ones. Seen every little nook and cranny the coast has to offer and every little island and archipelago out there.
Do you have references?
Do I have what?
Do you
Yeah,
have
why have
references?
you worked on so many ships? Not like
Well,
one ship for a long time.
We found the right crew to stick on with. You
Mhm.
know, just trying to see what's out there. I haven't figured out quite what I want to do as far as investing into a crew. Whether I want to work on some kind of, I don't know, privateering vessel, or maybe try to sign up with the Navy, or even if I just want to,
So-
own my own ship one day.
So tell me, what excellent navigating have you done?
You cut out on mine again. I only
Shit.
caught like half of that.
What excellent navigating have you done, is what she asked.
Yes.
Oh, well, most recently I navigated the cruiser, the Deluxe. It's down the docks about 10 ways. I helped them navigate a patch of rocks out there called the Teeth. As they kind of got wandered off from one of the storms, and I'd help them get through all of that.
Mm-hmm.
What was your name, my friend?
Oh, my name's Gamlin the Green. At your service.
Gambling.
Gamblin?
Gamlin.
Gamblin.
I don't like to gamble.
Okay. What do you charge for your services there, Gamlin?
Usually about 15 silver for a round trip.
Oh, okay.
How old are you, Gambling?
I'm about 30 years old.
Hmm.
And you notice something out of the corner of your eye. It looks like the bartender is kind of trying to get your attention a little bit. Not overtly, but just subtly enough that you notice it.
Yeah, Tyler will casually just like exit the conversation and walk over.
Can I look around to see if anyone else is watching this? Just I don't know how much I trust this guy. I don't want him to be pulling some sort of a.
Go ahead and roll a perception check. 16. You see the same thing that Finn saw. Looks like the bartender had been watching. It was just kind of subtly trying to get your guys' attention. And like where Gamlin is sitting, he's basically looking at the board, whereas the bartender is behind Gamlin. And it seems like he's just trying to get your guys' attention. Come over, talk.
Yeah, I'm going over there.
Oh well, if you guys want to hire me, I'll be right here.
Okay.
Definitely keep that in mind. Thank you.
Thanks, buddy.
You guys walk over to the bartender.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
You guys walk up. You haven't seen too many of sea elves before. They're not a very common race, mostly coastal areas. But this one, almost like a sky blue colored hair, and a seawater bluish green skin color. The typical elf, full-blooded elf, pointed ears. In between his fingers, as he's washing a couple of cups, he has webbed fingers. As he is just going through his work as you guys approach. Gamlin the Green, I wouldn't recommend it.
No. I had a feeling. Why?
Damn it! Did she say something again? And it's
She did.
still not. Damn it!
She
She
said. She said
She
why.
figured as much. Why?
We call him the green. Well, he's nicknamed the Green because he never stays on with a ship too long. He's a deck swab.
Oh, great.
He typically gets fired from them.
Okay.
He's no more a navigator than my left toe is.
Oh.
That said, and the information is greatly appreciated. Do you have any suggestions or recommendations?
If you're looking for real navigators, there's two of them here in the bar at least. Gentleman over there, he's a bit of a drunk, and he actually points over to the guy who looks like he's 3 sheets to the wind right now. Dorval's a bit of a drunk, but he's probably the best navigator in the area, honestly.
Dorval.
He used to serve with the Imperial Navy for a while and decided to quit, started becoming a freelance navigator every once in a while.
Okay.
He can pass the alcoholism.
Well, who else we got?
Only other navigator I can think that's in the area right now is, and he points over to another corner, and you didn't even really notice this guy because it seems almost but now that you do see him, it seems out of place in this kind of bar. Most of the people in here, somewhere between 20 to, or not even 20, like 15 to 40 years old, ranging in that, the typical, like, whole-bodied sailor kind of physique. This guy is not that. It looks like he's pushing 70 or 80 years old, wrapped up in a thick seaman's jacket, long white beard, long white hair, tanned skin from too much sun out on the ocean. Almost seems like there's just bits and flakes of salt in every patch of hair and on, like, all along his cloak. Crusty old seaman over there. Lom Saltbrow.
What's
been
the old
working-
timer's name? You know his name?
Lom Saltbrow. He's been working the seas around here for over 50 years.
Okay.
Knows more legends than just about anyone around here alive, I think. He doesn't know of something, or if he doesn't know of something personally, he at least knows a story about it. Your best bet for whatever you're trying to find in a navigator.
I appreciate it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and disconnect real quick and reconnect, see if that helps.
Well, what do we think? The drunk or the old guy?
I don't know. I've known some functioning alcoholics that have been better than, normal people, but he looks pretty shit-faced. So if we went with this guy, number one, we'd have to negotiate a rate. Number two, he'd have to agree to go with us, and number three, we don't have time for him to sober up. And maybe maybe we won't have to. I don't know. We could go chat him up a little bit, but the old man, he's looking like he's knocking on death's door. He might die out on the ocean with us.
And I mean, I'm just putting it out there. Like, depending on what we find, like, random civilian may not get to live with that knowledge, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we can't have somebody, like, coming back here and, like, telling people what we were looking for.
Okay,
Right.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep, I can hear you.
All
Okay.
right, cool.
So I switched off of the web client, and we're going to see how long this lasts, and if it works better.
Mm-mm. Okay, so Finn, you're bringing up a really good point. So if this old man, Loam Saltbrow, is known for telling stories, are we going to hire him and let us navigate us out into the middle of the ocean just so he can come back and fucking spill it to everybody that he's met? Or are we going to go with the drunk who's good at his job and is going to forget what he even did 2 hours ago?
Yeah, but what if he comes back and gets all shit-faced and starts talking about, oh, this thing I saw in the ocean was all blown up.
It's true.
We can possibly, if the old man is coherent enough, we can probably pay him for his discretion on talking about what he saw with us.
That's true too. Damn it! And you know what? If Garuk was here, we could just take one of them with us, and then Garuk could kill them, and then nobody would feel bad. No.
I mean, hey, if the old man dies on the way back, then you won't be able to tell it.
Okay.
Oh
So,
no, he slipped and fell on my dagger.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah. All right. So Taylor, that's a good idea too. I mean, we've got the money. We can. I mean, right now, money's not a thing for us. If old Gamble the Green was only going to charge us 15 silver for a round trip, that drunk may take way less, and then might just take another little chunk to keep quiet, or the old man rather.
Then
Mhm.
It's up
again,
to you guys.
a new guy could be asking for 15, being a very low price compared to what the others may charge. So
That's true.
it can literally go either way for no matter what we choose here.
I'm assuming
Tough
we'll have to
decisions.
fucking.
I'd go for the old man.
Old head.
Yeah,
Yep.
I'd say let's go for the old man. That's my opinion. Anybody
Okay.
else?
Yeah.
Better ideas?
I'm fine with it. I like it.
What'd you say, Finn?
Old guy.
Is the old man drinking or anything?
No. At this point, you look over and you're not really even sure he's awake.
Or
Oh
alive?
shit!
Is he alive? is he alive? Can I tell from this range?
Roll a perception check.
Oh god.
You see just the softest hint of breath in his beard, as a few flakes of salt occasionally get shifted down from the breath. He seems alive.
I see he's at least breathing. So
Can I order an ale before we go over, and I'll kind of. Well, I don't know if he drinks or not, but I'll slide it to him once we get over there.
Okay, 3 copper for an ale.
Okay.
Easily enough.
Yep.
Get it. Plain wood mug. Doesn't look like it's the best quality ale, but this is more a working man's bar.
Okay.
But, so you're heading over there?
Sounds like
Yeah.
it.
Okay. All of you are heading over at once?
Oh no,
gonna stay
I'll
at the
hang
bar.
back.
Tyler's gonna hang back.
The brother
I
and
don't-
sisters will hang back for now, so we're not swarming a guy.
You know what? I'll go over there with old Finn. Finn, if you want to lead the way, I don't really have that silver tongue you've got, but I'll go over there with you. We'll spark up a conversation.
Okay. The two of you head over there, you with your ale to give to him. Approaching, doesn't seem to recognize your appearance at all. Still seems like he's asleep.
I'll make pull the chair out, make some noise.
Still doesn't seem to respond.
Jesus. Loam.
Um,
You loam. Clap. Snap my fingers.
Still
I'll give him a rap. I'll give him a rap on the back, not hard or anything, just kind of on the shoulder, I guess, just to kind of rouse him.
Who are you?
Oh shit.
Sorry, man.
What are you
low?
doing touching an old salt dog like me?
Waking you up?
I wasn't asleep. I was just resting my eyes. Who are you?
We're looking for a navigator.
Oh.
You looking for work?
Oh, Lom Saltbrow's always looking for work, and you've just found the best navigator in Korda and the Oran Ocean.
Cool.
Yeah.
We're looking for probably a couple days work.
Couple of days. What am I? Where do you have a destination in mind?
Not really. We're kind of looking for something.
Oh, what are you looking for?
Well, we've been hired by a patron. Supposed to keep it quiet, but he's looking to build like an island mansion. So he wants to head out west, looking for a nice island he can put himself up on.
Out west an island. Well, there's a couple of different spots for that. Straight west
Yep.
is the Anchored Islands, probably a good spot for it, although there's a lot of old tales of zombies and mystical tribesmen and things like that. But I'm sure you can handle that. Alternatively, there's also the Kura archipelago to the southwest a bit. It's a bit farther, about the 2 days you're looking at, but beautiful island maidens there are.
Well, I say we head west. Well, the player said he just wants something out to the west.
Out to the west.
So,
Well,
say
they're
we-
out there. The anchoreds are out there definitely. I've never been personally, but I know they're there somewhere.
think you can find them?
Oh, most definitely. I'm Lom Saltbrow.
Alright.
Lum Saltbrow, what are your standard rates for something like this? Just for a day or two, however you charge.
Oh, about, I'd say 30 silver plus any food and expenses while on board.
Okay. I feel like that's pretty fair.
Yep.
By the way, whenever he woke up and startled the shit out of everybody, I never gave him his beer. I'm just standing there holding it. Oh.
Okay.
Alright. So, 30 silver plus provisions for a couple days. Is it like 30 silver a day or like 30 silver for the trip?
30 silver a day.
30 silver a day. Alright.
Finn, you
Right.
notice out of the corner of your eye, the drunk appears to be listening to the conversation a bit.
How about you, Boozy?
He's about 2 tables over as you kind of just look over at him. What?
Yeah, try hard to be slick next time. What do you say? How
What
much you charge navigating out west?
Where are you trying to go? Something, just an island?
Yeah, some rich shithead from up the hill wants to build a fancy island getaway.
Well,
He's got something to the west in his head, and that's where he's pointing.
the Kura archipelago's to the southwest, but that's not very west. It's more south than anything. Out west, you have just the anchored islands, but I doubt you're going to be able to build any kind of mansion there that's an Imperial interest.
I mean, this kid's noble, so he's got, I'm assuming, Imperial connections. And honestly, it doesn't fucking matter to me if he builds shit. He just wants to find out what's out there.
Well, unlike Lom here, I've been to the anchored islands. I could get you there for 20 silver round trip.
What's your name, boss?
Torval Slushboot.
I'll look right at Finn. Finn, you want to hop on a boat for 2 days with this crazy old man? You want to hop on the boat with this guy right here? He seems a little straight edge, more straight edge.
You guys notice Lom Saltbrow already went back to sleep.
Ah,
Yeah.
shit.
Oh.
Sounds like you got the job, Boozy. You got any plans for the next couple days?
He picks up, looks at his mug, just starts drinking from it, and drinking from it, and drinking from it. He kills an entire mug of beer right in front of him. Burps about as loudly as you've ever heard.
I'll put the ale down. I'll put the ale down that I had as well. Just
hold on.
impressed.
And he goes, starts drinking that one, drinking that one, drinking that one. Puts the mug down. Burps again. No, I don't have any plans.
Okay. Let's do it. Do you require payment up front, or
Nah,
we go?
nah.
Oh,
Just
okay.
are we gonna have booze on the ship?
We
I'm
haven't
assuming.
we haven't checked the ship yet, but I have a sneaking suspicion that there will be enough booze on the ship for you.
Oh, good. If I'm going back to the anchored islands, I'm gonna need it.
You gonna be able
is
to keep
there-
it together?
Oh yeah. I
Is
know
there
these
a-
waters.
Is there a reason why you would need to be drunk to go to the anchored islands?
He just kind of looks around the bar. We best talk about this when we're underway.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
That's fair.
All right.
All right. With that, you now have hired one Torval Sloshboot, and much to the surprise, the name in fact is accurate. As he kind of steps, there's a bit of a limp, and as you hear him every right foot step, it does in fact slosh.
Ugh.
There's water in the sole. I can't get it out.
Do you want me to get you some new boots, Torval, or
I'm
you good?
I'm good. I'll be good.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess we'll go over and fill in old Taylor and Tyler, and I think we should go find our boat.
They weren't too far away. They've kind of seen everything.
Oh, could
that's
they
been
hear?
going
Yeah.
on.
They
Yeah,
could hear everything.
yeah.
Okay.
They could hear that.
Okay. You guys gonna go check out this boat?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
Just chatting up or old Dorval as we're heading that way. Probably since you've been there before, might want to ask if there's anything that we should bring for the trip that, since you're being a little cryptic about where we're going, that we wouldn't normally pack for a day or two on the sea.
He just kind of looks at all of you. Looks like you all have weapons. You have food and water on you? Or at least on the ship?
Ship's provisioned.
Yeah, we'll be fine.
You'll be fine then. Provided,
Okay.
well, unless, depending on if this is just a exploratory mission,
Yep.
Yep.
you'll be fine then.
Mm-hmm.
Lom's kind of full of it. There's no one dead on the island that I've ever seen.
So no zombies.
No zombies. Plenty of natives that are more than willing to kill any hapless Imperials on the island, but
Okay.
to be fair, they usually deserved it.
Okay.
Hmm.
And with that, you guys head down to Dock 69B.
Indeed.
Yep.
So, let me find where's the description of the Commodore? The Commodore is a very, very well-made and meticulously kept two-masted brig, galleon-style ship, with a enlarged aftercastle. It doesn't look different than any other ship on the outside, other than the bright white lettering on the back of the aftercastle that reads the Commodore. As you get onto it, though, you notice that the crew's already working. It seems like Molly might have sent word ahead. Looking around, there doesn't appear to be any kind of, godly... Typically, on most of these ships, you can pretty easily identify who the captain is. There doesn't appear to be anyone like that on the ship. However, you do see a human male, short red hair, seems to be going over some things behind the helm of the ship.
Alright.
All right.
I mean, did anybody say anything? Did we just walk onto the ship?
You guys
or-
just walked on, nobody said a word.
Wow.
Alright, well, I'll go talk to Rad.
Okay. Start getting close to him. He just looks up. Oh, you must be the party that Master Hawk told us about.
Yep.
Welcome to the Commodore. My name is Jed, and I'm the helmsman here of the ship. Just tell us what heading I need to start setting us to, and we can head underway.
Well, there's our navigator.
Torval just kind of walks up. You know where the anchored islands are, boy? No, we tend to stick around the waters. This is more of a pleasure craft than anything, and occasionally high-speed cruising. Torval just looks at him. How fast are we talking about here? Oh, I mean, I think the top speed we've been able to get it up to is about 50 knots. Torval's eyes fucking bug out of his head. Are you fucking daft? 50 knots. Jed's just like, yeah, it's an enchanted ship, and we've had some improvements set upon it by the maker of the ship, so it's a high-speed craft. I mean, the sails are really just kind of for show as well. So, huh. Torvald just kind of looks at you guys. It's not going to be a day or a day and a half. It's going to be like a couple hours now.
Oh,
Wow. Okay.
Sweet.
50 knots is pretty fucking fast for a ship.
good then.
Okay.
Like 10 times faster than the average ship.
Nice.
Okay.
Oh,
I like it.
Yeah, so we'll be there quick.
Let's do
Set
it.
us out on a west by northwest course. I'll direct you as needed. And somebody get me a goddamn drink, please. As he starts going over towards the back of the after castle, there's a table with some charts pinned to the table, just making sure, verifying the position. Jed just kind of looks at you. So, I don't know how much Master Hawk told you about the ship. It's mainly a pleasure craft. It's very fast, and there's a couple neat little tricks for getting us out of trouble if we need to. Hopefully we don't get in any kind of trouble, but just in case, we have ways of confusing our enemies, we have ways of fighting back a little bit, but mostly we have ways of entertaining our guests.
Okay. Primarily speaking, if we do get into some trouble, you've got what, non-violent ways of maybe getting us out of the trouble?
Well, yeah, we do.
With magic. Okay. I'd almost rather do that.
Well, yeah, we have over here, and he points over towards the left of the helm. There appear to be 3 arcane glyphs carved into the wood. He goes, the first one, I won't activate it while we're in dock, but it just turns on the magical lights that he is incredibly fond of. And it also kind of adds a bit of kind of like a camouflage to the hull of the ship, makes it really hard for anyone at a distance to see us. The second one here, it's how we tend to get away. The ship's very, very fast, like I said, 50 knots. We can actually just, using this glyph, I can control how fast it goes, and we can usually just run away from any kind of problems that we have. But should it come to anything, we do have the blaze down here, and he points to the third one. It's towards the bottom of the ship, in the hull. There's a 360-degree rotary enchanted wand that can poke out of multiple ports in the hull and discourage pursuers.
oh.
So, yeah.
Sounds like we're pretty stacked.
Master Hawk and the ship's founder, friend of his, they were very, very thorough with the ship.
Yeah, after meeting him a couple times, none of this is surprising. So that's good.
I mean, well, he didn't have too much to do with the outfitting of the ship, other than the lights that drift around. He had more to do with the tweaking of the captain's cabin underneath in the after castle itself.
Okay.
He was more focused on the comfort of the guests of the ship.
Okay.
But it looks, I guess we'll go ahead and get us underway if everyone's ready. If you wouldn't mind finding a spot where you can hold on a little bit as we leave the port. It can get a little rough, just the communal waters around here, and then once we're out far enough, I can activate the speed and get us really going.
Yeah, that sounds good. She's gonna go do that.
Okay.
Same.
And with that, you hear the creak of the chain as the anchor is eventually pulled up from the bay itself. Lines are cut loose, tossed off, and the ship eventually begins to pull away from the dock. It starts out slow at first, just trying to pick up, using for decoration sails to pick up enough wind to leave the docks area. As you leave, even out from the water, you can't see the estate with the cannon on there. However, you do see the massive lighthouse of Corda lighting up the area incredibly well. Even though it's daylight out and everything like that, still managing to cast a bright light everywhere, impossible to miss. First half hour or so, pretty uneventful. The ship's picking up a little bit of speed through natural means. Just trying to make sure that they're out of sight of the mainland and the city before Jed eventually says, "All hands brace, increasing speed."
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And with that, he activates the second glyph and begins to manipulate the arcane energy entrenched in it. And you guys feel the sails eventually come up to be locked into position, and the ship just starts picking up speed. Faster and faster and faster and faster. And at this point, it's almost plowing through waves at this point, making incredible time through the water. Torval is just looking around, half just mystified that something like this exists and he gets to navigate something like this, and half like he's about to puke up every bit of booze that he's been consuming in the last 24 hours.
Ooh.
All right.
Just, yeah, as he looks over the ship, I never thought I'd see anything that go this fast on the water. This is incredible.
Yep, and really incredible.
Yeah, and for the most part, you guys, I mean, it's a little unnerving to be moving that quickly. For reference, it's about 50 to 60 miles an hour that you guys are going.
I just linked the exact speed.
Yeah, I did nautical math for this.
I used Google.
That's the first thing I did. That's the first thing I did was Google how fast is 50 knots.
That's what I did. Yeah. I was trying to figure out a decent speed that you guys would actually be able to survive, and it was like, yeah, 50 to 60 seems like it would be survivable. But the wind whipping by you guys, blowing through your hair, whipping by your clothing, it is a liberating experience for those of you who have never been able to move anywhere this quickly. Far, far beats the speed of a horse that you guys have experienced. So it's quite a pleasant trip. With that, though, Torval ushers you guys towards the after castle, and gestures to the map, having indicated a spot out to the west, approximately where he's directing you guys to. There's nothing marked on the map.
What kind of line up on the map? Like,
there's nothing really on the map. This is more of just a very coastal region map, with just generic water out there. So this is more him giving you a direction based on the map and what its placement looks like. And you bring up a good point, Joe. And oddly enough, there is a strong wind going across the deck and everything, but it seems mitigated somewhat.
I figured that.
Yeah. Like, it's still a pleasant and fairly powerful wind, but not as much as if you were to say stick your hand out of a car going 60 miles an hour. But Torval gestures to it. This spot right here, approximate region of the anchored islands. Once we get out there, once we start getting in at least close to this destination, with how fast we're going, we're going to be there here in an hour or two, maybe a little bit more than that. But once we get there, I mean, what exactly are you guys looking for as far as like land? I mean, just
damage.
Damage.
Yeah, he specifically stated that he doesn't want to build somewhere where there's massive amounts of damage or anything. So we're kind of taking a peek, and if we need to, and you said that once we got going, you'd be able to fill us in if we need to do any investigating on this island. Is this something you can recommend?
Well, if you're trying to avoid any kind of damage to the islands, there's I should elaborate. The anchored islands, it's a little archipelago, about 3 islands altogether, roughly shaped into an anchor. They're all named like that as well. There's Crown Island, Shank Island, and Stock Island. Crown Island, it's a very large crescent, the most southernwards, and acts as the tip of the anchor. The Imperial and everything there was claimed by the Imperials and burnt out. It's Imperials like the islands because they found that there's a quite a sizable mineral deposit of nickel on all 3 of the islands. When they found that out, they started with Crown Island, burnt out the villages of natives there, took all the deposits, and left it bare. Stock Island, it's the farthest one. It's the T of the anchor, as it were. It is basically the same thing. It's just a narrow bit of rock, had a few mineral deposits. There were no villages on there, so the Imperials freely claimed that. The main island of the chain is Shank Island. It's a very, very big landmass. Lots of lush jungle, pristine beaches, and a whole lot of natives. Whenever the Imperials try to get on there to set up any kind of base, start mining operations, the natives kick them all off. So if you're looking to build anywhere that isn't anything destroyed, you're looking for something lush, Shank Island would be it. So long as he gets along with the natives and gets approval. You said he's a noble. If he gets approval from the Imperials, then maybe. Provided they set up some kind of mineral regulation. The Imperials won't want to give up that nickel. It's useful.
Yeah. No, I think Shank Island sounds like a likely candidate.
That would be my guess. Imperials always like to go and raise a little hell, try to claim the island as their own, but the natives are nothing if not determined. And with that Kraken priest of theirs, they push us back every time.
Oh, what?
A Kraken
Did you say?
priest. There's a Kraken priest on the. He's not overly friendly of Imperials, but he's not openly hostile to everyone I've ever met that's been on the island. There's a few. There tend to be, just like every island archipelago out here, castaways and shipwrecked people. They tend to be adopted by the clan, but of the tribals. But the priest doesn't like the Imperials and their heavy-handed methods. So, as long as you stay on his good side, I'm sure nothing bad will happen to you.
Okay.
Okay.
Good to know.
But yeah, plenty of places to, find a nice little island home or whatever it is you guys are actually looking for. Don't have to tell me, I don't give a shit, but he goes and takes a big pull out of his mug. I don't care what you're looking into out here, whether it is an actual island manor or what, but just be careful. Like I said, tribals don't like Imperials, and I'm sure there's probably an Imperial or 2 on the island somewhere.
I'm sure.
The Navy likes to normally keep a little squadron of 2 or 3 ships around in the area. I'm not saying they're going to be at the island right now, but they tend to be close just in case the orders come down, go raid, tear up a village, burn the people to the ground.
Ooh.
That kind of thing.
Yeah, well, we're just here to look for now, so hopefully no trouble will be found.
One can only hope. Picks up his mug, drinks again. Anything else, though? Like I said, we'll be there in an hour or so.
Not that I can think of.
All right. Well, best see to your equipment, whatever you're planning on taking onto the island. Looked like there was a landing craft that you can take, so we won't have to beach the ship, thankfully.
Good.
Where are we heading to first? Are we heading to the Shank? Is that what we're thinking?
That's what we're thinking.
Okay. How as far as the landmass goes, how big is the Shank as an island itself? Are these islands separated? The way that you described them, they seem to be maybe separated in a way.
Yeah, there's a little bit of water in between each of the islands.
Okay.
No, enough that you have to swim it, but not enough that it's a difficult swim, if that makes sense.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Nothing
it gets
much
deep
to it.
enough. Yeah, you can't just walk. It's not like a sandbar or anything like that where you can just walk across. There is a
Yeah.
bit of water in between them, but it's not a difficult swim for anyone who knows how to swim.
Okay.
Shank Island, though, is, like I said, it's the biggest of the three. Lengthwise, it's about 2 or 3 miles. Widthwise, 1.5 miles.
Oh, wow, it's pretty small.
It's the biggest of the three. The other two are a bit puny in comparison. It's a very lopsided anchor.
Okay. Gotcha.
It's the only thing with
Okay.
life on it at this point, though.
Okay.
Do you know anything more about the natives?
Bit of, I mean, hold on. He goes and takes another huge swig out of his mug. Bit of a mixed lot. Everything from what the Imperials classify as monstrous races to the just despondent and Shank Island is officially labeled as a pirate state by the Imperial Navy, hence why they continuously run raids on the area. It's more just people don't want to live in the Empire and they find an island refuge and they live with the tribals and they like it, and they just become part of the native life. It's a bit of an eclectic mix.
And an island that size, or what are we looking at for a population? Just maybe
Of
like
natives?
100, 200?
Hard to tell. It's hard to tell.
Okay.
Each, I mean, from what I remember, each of the villages would be anywhere from 100 to 150 people. The island has a habit of, the Imperials have a habit of raiding and burning a village every couple of months or so, at least when I was on deployment here. And then every time they get pushed back and they rebuild the village and it repopulates eventually, and yeah. We have no idea how many people live on the island. It couldn't be that many, given the size of the land, but...
Okay. Appreciate all that information there, Torval.
No problem. Just
I'd like to walk away and kind of gesture for everybody to follow me.
Okay.
Yep.
He goes back to looking at the map and drinking.
It's, I mean, at this point right now, it doesn't make any sense not to check things out, but there just doesn't seem like any reason why they would be shooting a cannon out here. I mean,
to clear the natives off the island. They blew the thing up.
But
100% blown up.
But they're coming in regularly and sweeping out villages. I mean, why would they waste their time?
They just swept all of them out in one big shot.
So you're thinking that they just knocked the whole fucking thing off the earth?
I think they just blasted this motherfucker from the hill.
So you're expecting us to show up to nothing.
Oh,
there's
100%.
nothing.
Yeah.
Oh.
At least a large portion of nothing.
Yeah, no, these motherfuckers are dead.
He did mention that they had a habit of getting pushed every time they raided the island. They'd burn a village and then get pushed back off of the island, and eventually the village would get rebuilt.
Yeah, no.
So there was quite a bit of a counterinsurgency going on.
Yeah,
okay.
not no mo.
From what you know of the Empire, Rix, you would know that the Empire likes resources. So if they have a resource that the Empire wants, they want it real bad.
Well, they fucked this place up then, didn't they?
It's very possible.
I guess.
Okay.
A shame they don't have any druids to help them grow it back.
That is a shame.
What a shame.
Well, let's
They have
see
a
what.
Kraken priest, though.
Yeah, they do.
Whatever that is.
It sounds terrifying.
All right. Well, anything else as the ship continues?
No.
I mean, if you said we're getting that close, like, I'd probably give it. If he said like a couple hours, I'd give it maybe an hour and then pop open the spyglass.
Okay. You go ahead and do so, and I'm assuming you're activating one of the charges on.
Yeah.
Okay. Pointing out in that general direction as you're still going, you extend the spyglass, activate the glyph, and you watch. You got a couple of seconds of view through the glass before you activated it, and it was, typical blue horizon. You could barely see a landmass off in the distance. As you activate the glyph, the whole, like your entire view through that glass turns green.
Oh yeah.
Bright green.
Yep.
And you're able to see it's kind of a spread out effect. And as you start getting closer and closer to where the islands are supposed to be, you start noticing a green, or in the center of the green aura, you're seeing a red aura at the center of it. Bit hard, you're unable to really tell what kind of arcane energy. It seems like there's two kinds of arcane energy, at least auras, in this area that you're seeing.
So, yeah, I'll put the spyglass away and go let everybody know. I think our theory may have been correct. Because looking through that spyglass, that place is lit up like the fucking sun with magic energy.
Uh-oh.
Yep.
Well, shit.
Yeah, this might be a pretty short trip. But the downside is, I mean, luckily, I don't know how far away the Empire's staying, but it might get a little... We might need to use every fucking bit of the speed to get away. If the Empire's rolling in fast, they're not going to want somebody snooping around.
If we just answered the question with the spyglass, how close do we really need to get?
I mean, I'd like to see how much damage it does. I mean, if this, if the whole island's gone, I mean, obviously, they want the metal that's underneath it. So,
yeah,
I'm assuming it's not like completely destroyed, but I'd like to see exactly how much damage to the vegetation.
Okay.
I would also like to see how much damage.
I would just like to know for sure, just if it's been damaged, because it could just be some kind of magical aura there.
How about this? How
That's
about once we're, within eye shot, but not too close.
Yeah.
Maybe you could bring up old boy, and fly him over. To get a good eye.
Sure.
That's a good idea.
Let's do that. That way we don't get too close, and if there are any Imperial ships anywhere in the vicinity, we can avoid all that. Not that they could catch us anyway, but is it worth it?
If there aren't, I'd at least like to go touch some of the vegetation.
Would you be able to accomplish what you're wanting to do in like a mouse form if you hopped on like we did last time? If you hopped on old Elvis?
If I got down and then reverted and then reverted again, I could do.
Okay. Finn, how you feeling about that?
What, like just checking the place out?
Yeah. Just like we did, pretty much like we just did. That way we don't have to get too close.
Yeah. No, it's all good. I mean, as long as he's within a mile of me, I can see.
Okay. Well, let's let old Dorville know what our plan is here, and then we'll try to execute the best we can.
Okay. You guys are going back up to Torval then?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Yep.
Okay. He's standing next to the helmsman, just kind of looking off, seeing as the landmass gets bigger and bigger off there.
Jay, you might want to slow it down a little bit.
Fair enough. Slowing us down! Brace! Slowly brings down the speed. The water starts just surging. At this point, the waves behind the ship are causing a bit of an after effect. It's a little more abrupt than you're expecting, as is the nature of abrupt boat stops. But jars you a little bit, but slowly starts taking us in a little closer. As you guys get closer, you're now able to see the three islands arrayed out in front of you. And it looks like Torval was pretty accurate in their description. The one off to your right, the northernmost island, from what you can see of it, just looks like a bare strip of land. Pretty much just a straight thing of rock. The one on the left appears to be some kind of crescent-shaped. A little bit of jungle on there, but mostly rock. Not able to make out any other details from this distance. The main island filling your view at this point is just a massive bout of green and pristine white sand beaches, with one thing marring the horizon, a large column of smoke. that looks to be fed from several smaller columns of smoke, somewhere in the middle of the island.
Well,
Torvald just kind of looks at it. Well, that's not normal.
Yeah, they didn't have like a volcano on this island, did they?
No, they didn't. The Imperials wouldn't have been interested in it otherwise. That's a lot of smoke.
it is.
You wouldn't happen to know anything about that, would you?
Of course not.
No. How much? How much you know about this island? What would have been a roundabouts where all that smoke's coming from?
We never made it that center to that area of the island. And we'd always take little villages along the beaches and a little farther inland, but not towards the center. We always kind of figured that was where the priest and his main village were, but we never were able to confirm that.
Are you thinking that smoke is billowing up from the dead center of the island?
I mean, kind of a little bleary-eyed trying to gauge distance. It's not quite the exact center of the island, but it's pretty damn close. As center as you can get with an odd-shaped landmass.
Wow.
Well.
Alright, well. Tyler, you want to mouse it up?
Pop.
Alright.
Okay.
Elvis.
At this point, before you guys do this, they park the ship and anchor it about 400 feet off of shore, close enough that you guys can make your way inland a little bit. So you're doing the mouse on Elvis's back?
Yep.
Okay. Yep. How high above the ground is Elvis flying? Or the water and ground as he eventually makes it to the island?
Like as high as he can get.
Okay. You...
way up, like...
There's a bit of a limitation with him, and the air currents around this area are a little choppy as he gets higher up, but he's able to navigate them about...
Yeah, I mean, I'm talking like normal, like his highest safe flying range. Like,
yeah, he's able to get about 100, 150 feet in the air, roughly. After that, it's just with the winds coming off of the ocean and everything, it gets a little untenable for him to fly. He's not exactly a seagull, so
yeah, sure.
But all right, you direct him. He starts making his way over the island. Over the water onto the mainland of the area, flying just above the trees. It looks like most of these trees around here are about 100 feet tall. Getting a little higher over them, trying to maintain, that kind of speed. You start seeing multiple plumes of smoke that all seem to, the distance you were seeing them, they all just kind of coalesce into one massive plume of smoke. But as you start making your way inland, you're seeing 8, 9, 10, 11. The number starts just climbing as your entire field of vision up at this point, through Elvis's eyes and for you as well, Tyler, is just smoke off in the distance. That's getting closer and closer. And what's
Uh-oh. Hello?
You cut out, Corey.
Corey,
can you hear us?
Feel better. I thought it was just me for a second.
No,
that's
you're
what I
good.
was afraid of.
I'm gonna cut out and real quick too. Better?
Yeah, you're good.
All right.
Yeah, I could hear you fine.
Okay.
Still getting a little bit of that static, man. Don't know what's causing it.
Is the static coming from Matt, you said?
Yeah. And it's like the same exact kind of static pop every single time, so.
Yeah.
Hold on. Here, is it this?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
That is 100% it.
There's an inline, like I've got a mute button
on
the line of my headset. After I listened to the last game, I realized how sensitive this is. So I've been trying to mute it when I'm, like, definitely not talking.
Well, that's why I always do push to talk. But I mean, there is
Corey, you're still not coming up.
there is a mute in Discord itself too. So.
Matt, are you the one
that.
that's always making ice drinks?
That was me last week. Yes.
That was you. Okay. I was wondering.
Wondered.
I thought somebody was tending bar.
Well, I wasn't thinking about it, and I was just like, I said that loud. And like I said, I listened to the recording. I'm like, holy shit, that mic is super fucking sensitive.
Yeah, and Corey, if you can hear us, we can't hear anything coming through from you yet.
Nope.
It's so weird that his Discord just keeps fucking up.
Well, where's he at?
With fucking sticks
He's in
and his dog shit
Rockport.
internet. No, he's in Fairfax. It's even worse than Rockport.
He's in Fairfax?
Yeah.
Oh. I'm surprised they have internet.
Oh, they do. Like, I think 25 meg cable modem.
Ooh.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. I don't know what the fuck was going on because it said I was working. I could hear you guys, and it said I was broadcasting. So I don't know what the shit was happening.
For us, it said you were, and then we just couldn't hear anything yours.
Yeah.
We
Okay.
weren't talking shit about your internet.
I'm sure. Yeah. You know what I need to do? I need to wait until 10:30 at night and then call my ISP and bitch.
Yep.
There you go.
Yeah, who's on call this weekend? Is it Greg?
Yeah, it's Greg. And then
Greg's not gonna give a fuck.
Yeah, exactly. And then it's me next week. And then the week after that, I don't give a shit because after that week, I go on vacation and fuck everything for a solid 9 days.
Yeah,
Nice.
you said you're going to Kentucky?
Yep. I am literally going to tear out of that parking lot at 4 o'clock on that Friday like a bat out of hell, and I'm driving all the way to Kentucky.
Shit.
Nice.
Nice.
So yeah, that'll be fun. And then I'm not fucking coming back until the Sunday after that afternoon.
Sounds nice.
Not way too far away from me then.
Yeah, about 9 hours. Madisonville, be a little bit south of Evansville, Indiana. I don't know where that is in relation to Nashville, but I know it's not far.
Yeah. A couple hours, I think.
Something like that. Okay, Finn, I need to know the range on Elvis and your connection to him.
A mile.
Okay, that you can control or see through?
That I can see through.
Okay.
Let me see. Very familiar. I can sense what he can sense as long as he's within a mile of me.
Okay. You start, as it starts approaching that distance, you get the sense that this area with all the smoke is a bit farther than that inland.
Okay. Well, we still had the Tyler.
Yeah, we still got me.
Yeah.
I'll be fine.
You can kind of direct him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
we went through. We practiced all that when he was looking at the cannon.
True. Okay. With that, as he continues on, you feel your connection wink out to him.
Well, I just lost Elvis, so hopefully Tyler's got it in hand.
Got it.
Tyler, you are still on Elvis's back. You're seeing as the smoke plumes are getting bigger and bigger, almost obscuring your vision at this point. As you suddenly pass through a massive one of them, there's a lot of effects happening at once. The first thing you feel is intense heat. Next thing you see is nothing but scorched earth all in front of you. But that's not even the concerning thing at the moment. The concerning thing is that you're 100 feet in the air and you just felt Elvis start slowly descending. And you feel yourself transforming into a human. Or into your half-elf form.
Shit. Can I turn him around super fast?
Well, considering you're now a half-elf riding a pseudo-dragon...
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Shit, I can't fly yet.
You begin to fall through the scant trees at the edge of this devastation. I'm going to need you to roll a dexterity saving throw.
Yeah, that's what you said the trees were like that high. So it's not like you're falling, you know.
Well.
I'm going to make an arbitrary judgment on fall damage here because I can't remember how much it is. I know it's not enough.
See you guys. That was a good run.
Let's see. Where are the fall damage rules? Okay, there they are. So that is...
Okay.
Yeah, 1d6 every 10 feet.
Oh.
Is
So
the ballpark.
that's going to be... I looked at the wrong spot then. That must have been a different one. So it's going to be 10d6, because you're about 100 feet in the air.
Woof.
Okay, so there's 5d6.
Okay.
Okay, you take 33 points of damage.
Okay.
Oh.
As you tumble through the trees, trying to catch yourself on any kind of scant branches, any kind of just large palm fronds through here, grabbing onto the trees as you can to try and slow your descent, as you crumple to the ground in just a heap, feeling quite a few contusions, probably a broken bone or 2 or 3 or 5.
Great. Fuck.
As you also feel a soft squirming underneath you, as Elvis was almost...
Oh no!
Elvis is currently trapped underneath you at this point.
I'm gonna help him.
Okay, you struggle to get up a little bit, but you get up enough to move him, and he just kind of backs away from you and looks at you and hisses.
Oh, sorry, bud.
Yeah, he can communicate telepathically.
Is it
With
with?
her.
Is it with? Is it with
Yes.
everyone? Okay.
Yes. Yep. Yeah.
Okay.
Pseudodragon can
he,
communicate simple ideas, emotions, and images telepathic with any creature within 100 feet that can understand a language.
Okay. He's not happy with you, Tyler.
I'm
He's also very
sorry.
confused as to what the fuck happened.
I'm gonna try to explain everything, considering I can. I mean, I don't think he counts really, but druid shit, shepherd druid shit. I don't know. Just let him know that I'm very sorry.
He begrudgingly accepts it, but is really
Okay.
happy that he doesn't have to have you ride on him now that you're massive.
Oh.
Fuck, do we know this happened? Can
Nope.
Finn tell at all?
Mm-mm. Nope.
Oh, God.
Well,
Okay.
now it's just you and me.
Nobody's watching this through the spyglass?
This is way out of the distance of the spyglass,
That's what
in
I
addition
figured.
to the fact that there's a massive amount of jungle.
Yeah, so it's all smoky anyway.
I don't think the spyglass did what a traditional spyglass does, though.
Oh, no, it
anyway,
does that.
so
Oh yeah, no,
you
it
can
does.
see it does magnify it. Okay.
Oh yeah.
It's just
can't be-
it's not a matter of magnification at this point. I mean, it'd
It's
be a
just
little.
too
I mean,
smoky.
yeah, it might be something like you could vaguely see, but the
Yeah.
fact that it's smoky and that the jungle eventually rises up a little bit. It's not like it goes up a mountain or anything like that, but there's enough of it that there's jungle in the way of you seeing them.
Oh yeah. Like I
So-
figured with the smoke, it was.
Yeah, it's a bit. I mean, there was a lot of smoke from what you saw of Elvis's vision before it winked out. There was quite a bit of smoke obscuring the area in front of him and around. Just it's general haze above the island, but in addition, just the distance and like the arcing of the island as the landmass grew. It's not a just flat angle of you can see over the treetops, especially with 100-foot trees. But Tyler, as you're trying to explain to him that you're big now and you didn't mean to crush him, you glance around and you have the jungle at your back, the direction you came, and in front of you, as from what you noticed as you were falling, is just pure devastation. Scorched earth, blackened dirt, it's just glassed. There's bits of fire going off in areas. It looks like this might have been a settlement at one point, because you do see the scant ruins have been huts or some kind of like building made out of raw material around here that have all just been ruined. The area
Okay.
itself is about a half mile in diameter. It does appear to have a kind of epicenter, this massive crater in the center of what used to be this village. And it appears that all of this devastation was caused as kind of a shockwave outwards from here. As you're kind of you start, perusing the edge area, walking around, just inspecting the very edges of this, not moving in yet. You're feeling a bit disconnected from nature. It's not a feeling you've had in a long, long time.
Okay. Her first instinct is to get to be like to bend down and like pet some ferns or something.
The ferns are mainly behind you in the jungle. you'd have to go back into the jungle to do so, because everything else is destroyed.
Right. Okay.
You
I wasn't sure how close we were to the tree line.
Yeah, there's like a kind of faded and damaged tree line all around this village area before it gets to ground zero. And you're kind of in that like damaged area where there's still like a couple of trees propped up and everything like that, but quite a bit of damage still.
Okay. I mean, her first, I guess she's kind of just going to head in and look for any survivors real quick, and then if there are none, she's going to go back, see if she can find her way back at least.
Okay, go ahead and roll. We'll make this a perception check first.
Okay.
13. There's quite a few bodies around here. Most of them are charred to a crisp. You do see one that you've seen skeleton, like you haven't seen a skeleton similar to this, but you've seen a humanoid similar to this. It's a very light kind of skeleton, very thin bones. It appears multiple breaks in certain areas. The bones almost seem hollow where they are broken, but more importantly, there's what appears to be like bones for some kind of like wings propped out of the back, and it's kind of hard to tell from this, but you get the feeling that these are probably the skeletons of Arakorka, like avian humanoids. You've seen a few of them living around Elvenon before and in the wilds. They tend to live in areas like this, disconnected from any kind of civilization, living on their own. And there's quite a few corpses like that. There's still some standard humanoids that you can't really tell what they are anymore based on the damage to the bodies, but there's quite a few Arakorka as well. Glancing around, you're not able to make out any possible survivors at the moment. You do see off close to at the edge of the crater of this ground zero area is what looks to be like a wall of a shack, kind of propped up by a rock at an angle, and a body that is not damaged, but like the other bodies where they're charred and burnt and everything like that, that appears to be laying on that wall.
All right, she's gonna check on that body.
Okay. As you get closer, it's not quite a body you've ever seen before. You've seen Arakorka before. Like I said, they're normally very hawk-like in beak. This is very much not like that. This is almost like a pelican version of an Arakorka. Very long and deep beak. We're perfect for having some kind of water or anything like that in the mouth area of the beak. Burnt and kind of singed robes in spots. Kind of bluish feathers all around. Very dead. You can guess that much, judging from the fact that there's a massive spear impaled through the center of this pelican humanoid's chest, and he's actually pinned to this board by daggers in his feet and hands.
He's gonna back the fuck up and try to get the fuck out of there, the direction that she thinks they came from.
Okay, you start backing up, and that's when the symbol on this spear kind of finally clicks with you, because there's a bit of a flag. It's kind of burnt and waving in the wind, but it finally slows down enough you can see. It is the standard of the Empire pinned through this guy's chest.
Okay.
Showing it's a white field, or a white throne surrounded by red swords arrayed on a field of black.
Alright, yeah, she's gonna try to get out of there as fast as possible.
Okay. So no stealth or anything like that?
Oh yeah, she'll try.
Okay. Go, as you try to make your way out of there stealthily, go ahead and roll a stealth check. Stealth, not survival.
Well, shit. Well, that serves me right.
Hold on, what was I'll be nice. So it would be 18 total.
Okay.
Okay, you feel pretty confident in your ability to make your way out of a giant hole in the ground at this point. Even though there's nothing else living or moving in this area. You make your way back into the jungle area. As you start cutting through the jungle, you kind of just... Finn, what would Elvis have done in this situation? Would he have followed her, I'm assuming?
Yeah, I mean, unless she told him to take off, he probably would have just stuck with her.
Tyler, would you have told him to take off or stuck with you?
Oh, I would like him to stay.
Okay. So he's with you then. as you start making your way through the jungle, even after you're back into the dense nature away from the damaged area, you still feel that disconnection from nature. And then it kind of clicks with you. It's not so much a disconnection from nature as much as a disconnection from the nature magic that you're used to commanding.
Uh-huh. Okay.
But with that, you start trying to make your way back towards the coast, originally where the ship was docked or was anchored at. I'm going to go ahead now. I'm going to have you make that survival check.
Okay. Wow.
Okay. Jungle is not your specialty. You're much more used to forests and things like that, more main continent types of areas. You think you find a pretty good game trail. You start making your way through that. About 30 minutes later, so for those of you still on the boat, at this point it's been about an hour since you sent off Tyler and Elvis. It's been about 45 to 35 minutes since you lost connection with Elvis, Finn.
So how are we feeling, guys? Like, feeling good about how long this is taking?
I'm starting to get a little worried.
With the size that Torvald told us this island was, they should have cleared it and came back well before now. I'm not feeling good about it.
I mean, because I can, like, dismiss Elvis to his little pocket dimension, then I can bring him back.
I wouldn't do that.
Yeah, not if she's still on him.
No.
Well, she can only be a mouse for an hour, right?
2 hours now.
Oh, is it 2 hours?
Yeah.
Yes, definitely don't do that, just in case.
Yeah, she would have known to be at least back by that 2 hour mark, or at the very least close or able to land somewhere, hopefully.
I don't even think we should wait until that point. I mean, you think we should
head ashore and start head in that direction?
I think so.
I'd say let's give them another 10-15 minutes just in case they're on their way back and they just found something, they were just checking something. But if it takes much longer than that, yeah, let's definitely head that way. Just give them a few more minutes.
Okay. I'll holler at Jed and have him start getting the launch ready.
Okay. I'll have the boat readied. Then go and start getting the landing craft prepared. Still up above the water, ready for everyone to get in before they drop it into the water, but ready to go just in case. Tyler, as you continue following this rough game trail, are you still being stealthy?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna have you roll another stealth check then.
Okay.
As the terrain's getting a little rougher and your tactics apparently change because
she's not feeling great.
Yeah, you're not feeling too good after that really hard fall. And it's unfamiliar territory. You didn't walk here to begin with, so you're not just retracing your steps, anything like that.
She's got like a broken leg.
Yeah, I mean you're kind of limping at this point. It's not feeling too good. You are not having a good time on this island. Shank Island can go fuck itself. But it's about 45 minutes after. So after you've left in that whole area, 15 minutes after they would have had that conversation, for record, you feel your connection to your magic come back. And suddenly the whole area feels alive with nature once again. Finn, it's at that time as well. You feel in the back of your mind the connection with Elvis is available again.
Huh. All right, well, Elvis is back. I'll switch over to Elvis's eyes.
Okay. You immediately, as you connect through Elvis's eyes and into his mind a little bit, he feels kind of hurt. Feels like he probably got squished a little bit. And looking at Tyler, you get the feeling that might have happened too, because she looks rough as shit.
Oh shit! I'm definitely not mentioning that to Taylor.
She seems to be trying to make her way slowly and stealthily through a jungle, and doesn't seem to be doing too hot with that. She's not familiar. It seems like she's almost following some kind of game trail.
Oh yeah, she's almost certainly concussed.
This fucking sucks.
Yep. As you continue down this game trail, though, Finn? Are you staying in Elvis's eyes, watching this?
Yep.
Okay. Tyler, as you continue down this game trail, you suddenly hear footsteps off into the distance, about 50 feet in front of you to the left a little bit. So orienteering, it would be to the northeast direction.
How far
Armored.
away?
About 50 feet or so. It sounds like armored footsteps.
All right. Hang on a second. She'll say very quietly to Elvis, like, go wait on a tree or something, and she'll go back into her.
You'll go back into a rat form?
Yeah.
Okay, you drop into a rat form. Are you just chilling on the ground there, or?
No, she'll like skitter into the underbrush.
Okay. You skitter into the underbrush a little bit. You wait. The armored footsteps start getting louder and louder. And you suddenly see, in the little bit of a clearing that you were in, as 4 very bright white armored individuals step into the area. Appear to be looking around. 2 of them bearing weird-looking spears that seem to have... I should explain. One person bearing a double-bladed great axe. One person bearing a sword and shield, and 2 people bearing spears. However, each of the blades of their weapons appear to be humming with some kind of energy around it. The one with the sword and the shield keeps walking forward a little bit in a very high Imperial noble tone. I know I heard something over here. Keep an eye out. I'm sure there's still more locals around the island. Probably trying to hide from us, the feathery bastards. As they appear to be searching the area, I'm going to have you roll another stealth check as a rat this time.
Okay.
And Finn, you're able to see this through Elvis's eyes from the treetop.
Okay.
You see the 4 armored individuals, and more importantly, you recognize what they are.
I was gonna say.
You recognize
Is this the
these.
dude I've seen?
No, this is not. In fact, this is something completely else, different, but just as bad. These are Imperial light blades, the special forces of the Imperial throne, usually called in for things like heavy-handed military tactics and minor genocides.
Wow.
They're like A+, you guys.
Mm-hmm. These are the guys that when the normal Imperial Guard doesn't want to handle something or can't handle something, they call in the light blades and everyone dies.
Ooh.
Basically the SEAL team.
Basically.
Yeah. Go ahead and pull that launch back up. And get ready to take off soon.
Sir? I thought,
Yeah.
are we not going ashore
Oh,
for...
no. Fuck and no.
What
Nope,
did
nope,
you
nope.
What's wrong?
What did you see?
I mean, it's nothing big. Like, Tyler's fine and headed back this way.
You
She'll
did
probably be here.
you did find her? You did see her?
Yeah, no, Elvis pop back up. I can see what he sees now.
What do you see?
Just some dudes.
Island natives? Or...
You holding back?
I
on
mean,
us
they're
here?
native to an island.
What island?
Perhaps not this
Okay.
one. Like more of a continent than an island.
What they look like?
It's Imperial soldiers. That's about the
Oh,
best way to
crap.
put it right now.
Okay. They were heading back this way though.
Yes.
Do we need to
believe so.
get closer?
No. Mm-mm. That would probably be a bad idea.
Are they going to be able to get back to us safely?
I think so.
Okay. Let's get this show on the road then.
Okay. Well, they begin getting everything ready to take off as quickly as possible. Tyler, as you're cowering underneath some rushes, waiting as the light blades appear to be scanning the area.
Jesus.
That's a lot of
That was a
dice.
lot of fucking rolls.
It was
Yeah.
4 in particular. It was 4 for
I
the
heard
light blades.
5.
So... Did you, though?
Yes, I did, because I was literally counting.
Well, the light blades kind of spread out a little bit. We don't know they're light blades, really, but the soldiers spreading out into the clearing, appearing to look through areas. Anytime foliage gets in the way, you do see, both of you see this through Elvis and your own rat eyes. Anytime any kind of foliage gets in their way, they just bring their blade up and it just passes right through it with a just and cuts through it. Passes through it. It looks like it just burns a little bit, whatever it gets in the way. Pure cauterization. As they keep scanning the area, one steps right next to where you're at. He just looks around. Nothing but rats over here. Keeps looking as they hear a crack in one of the trees off to the distance as a figure falls to the ground. A wounded Arakorka, one wing completely crumpled and bloodied. As he crashes to the ground, gets up, sees the soldiers around, starts trying to run away. You watch as one of the ones with the spear jabs out with it. He's still about 15 feet away from the enemy, but you watch as a beam of light shoots out from his armor into the spear, through it, smacking into the Arakorka. As it stuns it, knocking him to the ground, the soldiers all kind of surround this Arakorka and go, "Really think you thought you could get away from us, Featherbrain?" As they bring the Arakorka up to his knees, one with the sword just walks up, stabs the blade straight through his chest. You can almost hear the flesh sizzling as the blade passes through the chest cavity, out through the back, pulling out, leaving a perfectly cauterized stab wound. As the Arakorka just falls to the ground, no blood at all, as the wound has been completely cauterized, in and out. Looks around. I don't hear anything else around here. Just keep moving, lads. You watch as a little zip of light comes over and hovers around his hand as he holds it up. Watches his eyes go glazed a little bit as he crushes the ball of light. Something's happening inland. Seems like some kind of beasties are running around, attacking the guys. We need to regroup. Start heading that way. They start making their way opposite from you, heading northwards. They get about 15 feet, and you hear about 15 feet behind you this... As you turn your little rat body around, what you see is like nothing you've ever seen before. It's an odd reptilian creature with 4 legs, each almost like small pincers, piercing into the ground, holding itself up on its haunches. Massive, sharp-teeth jaws, opened up, just sniffing the air. Long tongue kind of rolling around in the teeth. Big, black, insect-like eyes looking around. And seems to have honed in on whatever those creatures are over there. You hear the men stop. They turn around and go, "What in the hells is that?" As suddenly 4 of these things start rushing towards the men.
Holy shit.
You eventually see even more of them start popping out of the ground. One massive 6-limbed individual piercing from the ground, and it seems like the men are preoccupied at this time, trying to fight off these creatures, occasionally hacking off limbs or just fending them off, taking a little bit of damage to their armor and such, but seeming to do pretty well against these creatures so far.
Okay, she's just gonna book it out of there then.
Okay. With that, Finn, you're able to see as Tyler, in her rat form, heads the fuck away from all of this, as these insect-like creatures, insect-like reptiles, are fighting the light blades to the death at the moment.
Okay.
I take it you're having Elvis follow her.
I was technically on his own at this point, but
True.
he would have been told, like, basically until Tyler told him not to stick close to her.
Okay. So yeah, he eventually takes off, trying to keep to the tops of the trees to avoid any kind of attention, as the light blades seem pretty preoccupied with this. And thus you fucks avoided another combat that I could have done. Every time.
We're so good at it.
It would have been bad.
We're actually
No, that would have been really bad for me.
It would have been
we
a
were
cluster.
talking about it before you got on Discord.
Yeah, we were like, we've been doing really, really well.
Yeah. I mean, I was expecting all of you to go on to the island, so
At this
I mean,
point,
there's a reason I took the Pact of the Chain.
yeah, fair. That's fair. But
That's
you guys, Tyler and Elvis make their way as quickly as possible. As a rat, it's a little more difficult trying to traverse this, as far as speed-wise. But by the time you run out on your time as a rat, you have made it to the beach. And Finn, you're able to see through Elvis's eyes and actually through your own as well, and everyone else can see this, a beaten Tyler on the beach now, not too far off from where they flew off.
She's just gonna lay on the beach.
Alright, let's get that launch in the water. Let's retract that statement. Let's get over there and pick her up. And then we need to get the fuck out of here.
I'm already on the boat.
Okay. As they begin to drop the ship, or the landing craft out there, heading that way, you guys notice as Tyler is just laying in the beach, just relaxing at this point. You guys eventually have the craft land on the beach, get closer to her. She is not looking too hot. She looks like, I mean, there's bits and pieces of branches and leaves in her hair, quite a bit of blood. It looks like she's bruised in multiple parts.
Yep.
Oh,
I'm
hey!
gonna hit her with the cure wounds.
Okay.
Oh, you're so nice.
I'll communicate with Elvis. Make sure he's alright.
He's pretty fine. He's kind of concerned for whatever the fuck those things were that attacked the gleaming white soldiers, but...
Yeah.
Cool.
Enemy of my enemy at this point.
I'm gonna
Okay,
be
so...
helping her back to the boat.
Oh, yeah,
as
I
fast as
would've been...
possible.
Yes.
Okay. You guys make it back onto the landing craft, start making your way back to the ship, and that's when you notice, Finn, off to the north, as another vessel is slowly approaching the ship.
Shit. Real fast, guys.
Yep. Yep. Real fast.
Who's rowing? I mean, I didn't have you guys RP the rowing out to the island.
Yeah, I mean, is it like, what's the launch? Is it like
it's you guys
rowing, or is
operating
it. Like
it.
one person?
It's you guys operating it. The landing craft isn't a very popular thing for the ship.
Right. I mean, I'm assuming it's like a rowboat.
Basically,
like
a rowboat.
one person rows it, or is it like two people? Like, how big is it?
There's 2 oars on there. It can be operated by 1 person or 2 people.
I'd say 2 people.
Oh yeah,
I was definitely on the launch. Did Rix come with us?
I was gonna say if we're doing all that, then I would have definitely went.
All right.
So I could assist with that.
Okay, so then who's rowing then? You got 2 slots.
I'll
Not
row.
me.
All right, we got 1. Who else?
I guess I will.
Okay,
I was gonna say,
I'm gonna
I'm
pay
assuming
for
you
that,
guys
I
are
know it.
stronger than I am.
both of you go ahead and make athletics checks.
I'll cast.
Son of
I'm
a-
gonna activate.
Holy
Oh my
shit.
god.
I'm proficient. I rolled a natural fucking 1.
What's that? The one thing
Getting-
fighters are good at?
That's a natural fucking 1, man.
What were you saying about avoiding combat?
Oh my
You
god.
dicks.
Okay,
That is
After the game, not during.
unbelievable.
After.
Unbelievable.
Taylor, you know you're making the oar into the water, and while you're not the strongest person around, you're getting, at least making contact, pushing forward, getting a little bit of momentum. You start noticing as the boat slowly turns to the left, towards your direction, your side of the boat, and as you kind of look over, it looks like Rix is rowing, but you notice that there's not really a splash every time he does it.
The oar goes in the water. In the water. Not above it, not skimming it. In the water. Come on.
Fellas, I mean, I don't know if like I maybe didn't impress the urgency of our situation adequately.
I'm gonna take over
Before,
his side and I'm gonna run.
The dudes on the island I saw, those are light bringers.
Or what?
Light blades.
Light blades. They're like the shock troops for the Empire. Like those are the dudes that come in and nobody leaves.
Good.
I mean, I obviously know who light blades are, right?
Yes. You have heard of them. They are a bit like the boogeymen of the Empire. Typically, if the Empire wants someone to just die in a gruesome manner or make it public, they call on the light blades to do it.
And whenever that happens, I get a burst of adrenaline and I make another strength check, right?
I'll say after taking some time to reorient the boat towards the ship, having turned it completely, you both go ahead and make athletics checks again as you watch the Imperial ship begins to advance on your ship.
Oh, god damn it.
It's not as bad. You now at this point, Rick's now knowing to put it in the water. He goes after it. You guys start taking off, gaining some speed, heading towards the ship. It's about 400 feet. You guys are starting to make a good time. You're finding yourself having trouble keeping up with Rick's Taylor, as he's now like a man possessed. So the boat keeps occasionally turning to the right. And you have to keep like, nope, stop for a moment, reorient, keep going.
Oh, that's funny.
About 10 minutes later, you finally make it to the edge of the ship. As the chains are dropped, connecting your landing craft, and it's raised up, Jed is immediately calling for this ship to be turned around.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, get us out of here.
At this point, the Imperial vessel is about 700 feet away.
Oh,
Go.
And you do see, as a green and yellow flag is risen to the mast, Jed goes, they're signaling us to stop and prepare to be boarded.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
How big is this Imperial ship?
It is a massive 3-masted war galleon, it looks like. You do
so we're
see
definitely
what
not
appears to
gonna
be
stop.
war ballista on each side of the bow.
Yeah, I'll remind everybody that the pleasure ship here has certain tools on it that can get us out of situations.
Yeah, this chicken.
We just have to
hustle.
get back to it. We just got to get back to it.
Okay, so we're going?
Go.
Yes.
Going.
Get out of here.
One of you
ASAP.
take command over
Yeah.
here, the third glyph, ready the blaze just in case. I'm activating the first. He turns it on. You guys watch as there are flickering mage lights floating above the ship in dazzling colors as a bright flash emanates from the hull of the ship outward. You're not too sure what that one does on the outside. You're not looking at the hull of it as you're trying to get everything ready to go. As he prepares, they have the anchor pulled back up. All hands, brace for speed! Begins to have the ship start taking off as it's being reoriented, heading eastward, away from the islands. Who is taking command of the blaze? As the Imperial vessel is still closing on the ship at this point.
I mean, do we really want me to roll again, guys? Seriously.
The blaze is the little boat we're on.
No, the blaze
No,
is the cannon
that's
in the ship.
That's
Oh,
the-
It's a
flamethrower.
magical, some kind of magical weapon.
Oh,
In all honesty, I'd be too worried about my sister, so somebody else would probably use it.
I'll jump on it. I'll do it.
I say because I can shoot.
Yep.
I
I have
blast if it gets close.
I have no ranged weapons really, like except for a crossbow. So I'll take control of the blaze.
Okay. At this point, the Imperial craft is about 500 feet off of the port side. As you guys are starting to pick up speed, whatever kind of enchantment or mechanical engineering is built into the ship that's causing it to move at such a quick speed, it's still spooling up. You are picking up speed, but right now, that ship is still going at full speed at this point as it realizes your guys are trying to take away or head out. So it's trying to keep up with you. You're just starting to pick up speed, though. Your choice whether or not you fire that or not.
No, I'm not going to. Can are they close enough to where they can see us? Like they can see what ship we're in?
They can probably make out the ship itself. It's not a very descript-looking ship from the outside, though. And
Okay,
and you're not entirely sure what that first glyph that he activated did, as far as like to the hull. It seemed to have it did something because there was some kind of flash.
Yep.
But you don't know what.
I'm not risking it. Nope. I'm not shooting.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll let him get closer.
Yep.
Okay.
I don't want to take this ship out and then show up back to the dock and then find out later that we didn't take somebody out and there's a message that, you know, our ship is spotted, or not ours, but Molly's. Then we're really in trouble.
Okay.
So, nah, not doing it.
Your ship, the Commodore, increases speed still. It's just getting up to the normal 5 knots. However, this ship is now starting to keep pace with you. It's about 400 to 350 feet in range of you. And is anyone keeping an eye on the ship itself and what the crew is doing?
Oh, that's all I'm doing. Because if they
Make a
get close
perception.
enough, I'm gonna start shooting at them.
Make a perception check.
Alright.
With advantage, because I'll say you have the spyglass at this point, so you can literally just poop and look. $18. Very easily, you're able to make out. The crew appears to have identified that you are, in fact, trying to evade any kind of detainment here.
Yeah.
The war ballista are being prepared to fire.
Alright, they're getting ready to shoot.
Do we want to shoot them first?
I mean, it looks like they're gonna shoot, so.
If it looks like they're going to shoot, then we're going to shoot first.
Yep.
It
Fire
looks like
away.
it looks like the starboard ballista is getting turned to try and orient and aim at you guys.
I want to shoot first as fast as I can.
Okay. First off, I need you to decide whether or not you're using fire, lightning, frost, or acid. As you activate
Fire.
the glyph, you're activating fire. Okay. I'm going to have you go ahead and roll a d20, and it's at 350, so add +7 to it. So d20 + 7.
I think I need to do an advanced here, so we're going to go D20 plus...
I mean, you can just roll a d20, we can
7.
add 7 to it, but that works too. 21. That is more than enough. Go ahead and roll 8d8 damage.
Okay.
Dick Empire.
I personally would have chose acid, but that's just me.
Oh, fuck that, man. Fire on a boat?
Yeah, I wanted to light the shit on fire.
I mean,
Fire can be put out. Acid can
Yeah.
melt the wood, and they can't
Ooh.
fix that.
that's 1d8. It's
shit.
8d. Yeah, it's not 1d8 + 8. It's 8d8.
Oh, shit.
I was gonna say that seems a little low.
I was like, how is that even possible? Damn.
That's better.
Yeah, you don't take the +8 off.
Yeah, so it'll be 44.
Oh, shit.
Yeah,
It's
I'm
fine.
sorry.
It'll be 44. 44 points of damage. You guys all feel as just this deep rumbling from inside the ship, and you watch a massive gout of fire just eject in a straight line from somewhere in the underbelly of the ship through the hull and straight dead center of the bow of the Imperial war vessel. The entire bow is coated in fire at this point.
Was this one of the greatest feelings I've ever felt in my whole entire life? Like, boom!
It
Oh,
was pretty
shit.
sad. It was pretty satisfying.
John Wick.
You know that feeling every time you kill someone with chromatic orb in Matt's game with fire?
Oh, yeah.
It's just, except on a much grander scale, because you just nailed the fucking warship in the nose with a giant
yeah.
fireball.
Shit,
The ship,
yeah.
the entire front of it is caught on fire. The ballista appear to have been damaged, and any crewmen that may have been operating them are probably dead.
How many charges do I get here? Does it
It indicates
I
that
want-
there's at least a 30-second recharge on it.
Okay, well, I want to see what happens in 30 seconds. I want to give it another one if I have a chance.
As you're waiting for the ship to regain the charges.
Hey, well, he's deciding that Harrison's getting ready to go to sleep, so I'm going to run upstairs real quick and tell him good night.
Okay, go ahead. As you're waiting for the ship to regain the power charge to it, the speed is beginning to increase at this point. You're now going about twice the normal speed of a ship, while the Imperial warship is lagging behind, mainly due to the fact that a huge chunk of it is now on fire.
Okay, might not be necessary.
At this point, by the time the rune indicates that it's ready to fire again, and you can choose another damage type and prepare it to fire, you're about 600 feet away from the vessel. It looks like it's barely keeping pursuit at this point, as one of the front sails is in fact on fire. But they're trying to put the fire out and still pursue in some kind of fashion.
Okay.
but you have successfully crippled the front guns on this.
Nice.
Or at least the front ballista that you see.
Good deal.
Your choice whether or not you fire again or not.
I don't know the range, do I?
It is indicated it's about 1,000 feet range.
I'm totally gonna shoot one more time.
Okay, choose fire, lightning, frost, or acid.
I'll go with acid this time.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and roll. So this time it's going to be 600 feet out. So what was the math I did in my head? It's a D20 plus 4 at this point because you're farther out.
Okay. Oof.
17, that still hits. It's a pretty big target. It's a ship.
Nice.
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll 8d8 acid damage.
Oh, motherfucker.
This is great.
Oh.
Yeah, you get the sense that Molly, whoever built this for Molly, did not fuck around.
Oh, hell yeah.
You dead set once again, as it's trying to keep pursuit. You're basically just front, like the ship's basically behind you at this point. So you're just straight firing at the bow again. Through the fire, a giant gout of acid manages to strike the main mast of the ship.
Oh my god.
And one of the support masts, causing quite a bit of damage. You are able to hear the screams of your enemies,
No remorse.
as several of them are appearing to be melting with acid.
I've been down this road before. I got it.
You're beginning to pull quite a bit of ways as the mast is severely crippled at this point. You do watch
Alright.
as the Imperial war vessel begins to bring its broadside towards you guys.
Okay.
As in its death throes, it's going to try and make one attack on you.
Oh shit.
That's cocked because it landed on my laptop. You hear the soft thundering of cannon fire, significantly less than it would have been had it had a chance to fire early on, but you apparently have done some damage to this ship. So you hear the soft thunder of about 4 cannons, followed about 3 seconds later by splashes of water behind the ship.
Damn right.
And off significant distance off of the port side of the ship as well, as the cannon fire has completely missed. As you continue to pull away, increasing speed, starting to get quite a bit of distance off from this, you're able to make out that the ship has now lost 3 of its 4 masts and is effectively ruined for any war intentions.
Not sinking though.
Not sinking yet, that you can see. As
Shit.
you're beginning,
Okay.
you're taking off at this point. You do regain the charge on it within the 1,000-foot range one last time if you're wanting to try.
My major concern here is that somebody survives on that ship and then they come back around.
Do it.
I'm gonna try it one more time.
Okay, choose a type. Fire, lightning, frost, or acid.
You know what? I'll go frost. If I freeze the shit, it'll get heavy maybe and sink. Fuck. No, fire. We're in the ocean. I'm gonna go fire.
Okay. At this point, you're about 900 feet away from it, so it's going to be a D20 plus 2.
Okay. D20 plus 2.
I'm going to be generous.
come
It'll probably
on.
be a 1, but I'll be generous.
You want me to do 1 or 2?
1.
It's up to you.
Do 2. Do 2. Sorry.
Okay. Oh!
No.
Oh! Damn it!
Yo, still hit. No.
Nope.
What'd I miss?
Oh!
We blew up.
Rick's got another shot off on the
I'm
ship.
kidding.
Managed to severely cripple it with a giant gout of acid.
Nice.
And then the ship tried to take a broadside shot at you guys with what remaining cannon it had and failed miserably. And right at the 900 to 1,000 feet range of the blaze, he fired one last shot of frost and it failed. Or fire, excuse me, and it failed. As you watch the gout of fire look like it's almost going to hit, and it falls short and lands in the water.
How far are we off the island right now from where we were?
At this point, you guys are like 1,500 feet off the island and growing.
Okay, This whole cannon thing is exhausting. Honestly, I think it's. I'm gonna scream this out. I think it's a terrible idea to let this ship get away. I think we should turn around, and if somebody wants to take a shot at it, and go right after it. I mean, I understand that we're gonna take a chance of getting hit, but if they get away, if anyone gets away, they're gonna know who came after them.
I mean, can they read what the ship's name is from here?
We don't know. We don't know what he did.
Well, the dazzle camouflage does provide a bit of a distraction on the edges of the ship, and it does cover the entire back of the after castle in white, thus obscuring the name of it a
Fuck
bit.
it.
Unless
Fuck
they
it.
are
Let's keep going. Okay.
Yeah, let's just go.
Don't listen to me. Let's go. Yep. Let's go.
continuing course.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, we will continue course then. They keep going. Torvald this entire time has just been sitting there, like wide-eyed at all of this going on. We almost sunk an Imperial naval vessel.
Did we sober you up yet? No.
Yeah, a little bit. Didn't think that I was going to be almost sinking an Imperial war vessel today.
Yeah, you're not here today. It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't do any of it. You were just on board.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm okay with doing it. The Empire are a bunch of bastards.
They are.
And to be fair, they deserve a lot more than just a ship burning in the water for what they've done on that island.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you manage to find what you were looking for?
I did.
And?
What do
It's
you
a little
find?
too damaged to build a house.
Yep. I think he's gonna have to build his beach house someplace else.
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
You win and you lose.
Yeah. Ain't that the God's honest truth?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Talia, you need to go lay down. You want to go below decks, take a little break?
Yeah, I think a break would be good.
I'll help her down there.
Okay. Two of you.
Jed, you good?
Yeah, we're good. Torvald's up here. He can help any kind of navigational issues. You guys are free to enjoy the comforts inside the captain's cabin.
Yeah, it's not high on the list right now, so.
I mean, it's a good spot for rest as well. It's
Oh,
not just...
that's where I was taking my sister.
Yeah.
I mean, we're out of danger's eye right now. We may as well relax and have a drink.
If you guys all want to hang out, I can tell you.
Yeah, that's
About-
what I was. I don't. Like,
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't give a shit about you needing to rest. I need to talk to you about what
Yeah.
the fuck happened.
Well, at least lay down and relax, but you can tell us.
Like, what the?
Yeah.
How the fuck did you fall? Did you like slip off of Elvis?
Fall?
I
Wait,
told you we
what?
should have built the saddle.
You fell?
That's true.
Yeah, what? How do you think my leg and my arm are both broken?
I don't know. There was bad guys or good guys or whatever the fuck they were. I don't know.
Those are
Start
very
explaining,
good guys.
please.
Yeah, what the fuck
Tell
happened?
us exactly what happened. What happened right when you got out of our view?
Okay, so
Sorry, go on.
oh, you're good. All right, so everything was going fine, and then we got into the smoke, and I didn't have any magic anymore. So
You didn't have any magic? Any magic?
I didn't have any magic, so I reverted to me, and then we both fell out of the fucking sky.
The second you hit that smoke. So it was either a proximity thing or the smoke itself
It was.
dispelled.
I'm pretty
Well,
sure
I saw
it
you
was.
were a rat, so the magic came back at some point, right?
It was when the Earth wasn't touched by that anymore.
Ooh,
I'm guessing proximity.
that's bad.
So they've got a giant fuck you can anti-magic bombs.
Yeah.
So it seems like.
There's
that they can
also
teleport or transport.
I also-
don't know.
saw a lot of bodies.
What kind of
Yeah.
bodies?
They were Aarakocra. Bodies. I don't know if you've ever seen one before, but they're essentially bird people.
I don't know if I've ever seen one before. I don't know if it matters though.
Don't know. Yeah, you wouldn't have seen any.
Yeah.
There's not any
Yeah.
any
Well, I saw the
population in
one-
Corda.
Elvis saw the one that they stabbed, right?
Oh yeah,
Bird.
he definitely saw it. Bird people. They're
Bird-
literally
bird people.
yeah, they're about 4.5 to 5.5 feet tall, roughly. When they reach full adult size, they mature really quickly, and they literally just look like bipedal birds with wings, claws, the whole 9 yards, beaks. Like if a hawk and a person were one.
Did you see any other bodies besides just the Aarakocra? Or just
No.
that?
I mean,
Me too.
they were all bones at one point,
And
but-
when you saw them, you were out of the area where the magic was being dispelled, right? Or were you
no,
inside of it?
they were in it. They got hit hard. It was like instant charred. They were just charred people, bones.
Yeah. Well, they definitely weren't targeting one specific area. If there were several different spots where smoke was pummeling, they were just looking to destroy that whole motherfucker.
I mean, when I was trying to make my way back, they were hunting them. So any
Man,
survivor.
Yeah, that sounds
they
like light blade.
they knew that shit would hit because, I mean, they shot that just last night, and we're showing up today, and there's already light blades on the island. I mean, they would have never done that with any of their own people on the island.
No, Molly was 100% right. It
It
was a test shot, but it was a targeted test.
Yeah, those light blades were hanging off in the sea, just waiting for it to hit, and then they went through and cleared out what they needed to. That's not good.
Not at all.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But I'm glad they didn't see me because I would have been really dead, or at least
Yes.
captured.
No, they would have killed you.
Probably.
Yeah, they didn't seem like the questioning type.
No.
But you made it off all right.
Yeah, they would have killed you. And this is proof of the concerns I had before whenever we went out to check the cannon, that we need to be more careful in these situations. Because if we wouldn't have got you, you'd still be stuck out there, either dead or crawling around in the fucking woods. So while this seems foolproof to go check out things the way we've been doing it, we need to be more careful.
Yeah.
I do not disagree.
Ever seen an anti-magic anything before?
Nope.
I didn't even think that was a thing that could happen.
Finn, go
Maybe
ahead
we
and
need
roll an
to-
Arcana check real quick.
Maybe we need to rig up like a harness that you can release. So like if you start to turn like to a person again, like you can just cut loose so you don't fall and squish Elvis. Oh shit, sorry. I had to
It's fine.
turn
It's
off.
basically the same roll.
Yeah.
You were vaguely aware that higher magics there are kind of negation fields like that, or the ability to negate one person's spell.
Well, I
as they're
did see
using
that that second aura inside of the other aura.
You did.
So that was probably the red. The aura that I saw was probably the anti-magic shit.
DM, real quick. I'm proficient with Smith's tools.
Mhm.
Is there something that once there's some downtime that I could fashion together for Elvis that would maybe keep her safer on top of him? Not that it would matter if she reverted, but
I mean, you probably could. If you make something out of metal like that,
yeah. See, that's what I'm wondering too.
might be a little too heavy. You're thinking more leather workers' tools.
Okay. Yeah, I
Um,
can't do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, we got
I mean, you could
cash.
probably fashion
I'm
like
trying
a
to find
very
somebody to make
rough,
a tiny
like,
little saddle.
Yeah,
It's got to be something real small.
harness, but it'd be something like almost like a metallic rig to it.
Okay. Yeah, that seems too heavy. Okay. I know in my brain that I'm not going to do that now.
So that's not great news that they have that big gun.
No.
I mean,
No,
because
it's
how
not.
far? I mean, how far out are we? I don't know, like nautical distance, but I'm sure that dude would know about how far out from Corda those islands are.
He estimated 50 knots, correct?
Well, that's how fast.
That's how fast the ship travels.
Oh, that's how. Oh. Oh, fuck. Well, let's go
50
find old.
knots and a couple hours.
Yeah, do we know how? Wow.
57 miles an hour, 2 hours, a good 100 some odd miles, a little over 100 miles out.
That's not right. That's bad.
Yeah, because like how far out on this map were those islands? Like,
well, I
here?
didn't do any of this map really to scale, but 100 miles would be generally about this region.
So that's like almost Hilltown.
They can almost hit Milltown right there.
Hilltown.
Well, close
It's an
to
H.
it. Is that?
Yeah,
Is that
it's
an
a weird
H?
font. Yeah, it's a weird font. It's an H,
Wow.
and it didn't scale very well. But yeah.
All right. Well, that's comforting. And hey, Tyler, what the fuck were those things that were coming out of the ground right before you took off? Have you ever seen those things before?
DM, I don't think she would.
I'm trying to remember if these are.
Because if you can turn into those things, you should definitely turn into those things.
I'm trying to remember if it's more demonic or. Let me see. I think it's. No. Okay. Go ahead and roll a nature check. Go ahead and roll a nature check.
Since you've seen it, can you turn into it? Is that how that works?
If the DC is, or if the CR is low.
Which what's the level for your CR right now? I can tell you if you'd be able to.
I think it's like. Hang on, let me see. I think it's like a half, but let me.
Yeah.
It might be 1 by now, but no, I don't think it. I'm not used to playing things that aren't moon druids.
You're at half, and at 8th level you hit 1, and that's the maximum you're able to get it up to.
All right, cool.
You would not be able to transform into these. The base form that you saw had a challenge level of 2 for metagaming a little bit, but
okay.
Yeah, you didn't get to see the fight, but it would have been glorious.
Does she know what they were?
With that roll, you've studied a lot of weird animal and exotic animals. You didn't have a whole lot of experience with them in Elvenon, but you're listening, like going over in your head the teachings from your mom and what writings she had about exotic animals all around the world, and the explored world at least. A name comes out at you as you start thinking about that weird reptilian shape, Kruthic. Which, let's go ahead and just type it.
Kruthic.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they're fucking terrifying.
They are terrifying.
Yeah. I hate them.
Yeah, these things were not pleasant to look at, and they kind of snuck up on you a little bit, but they were very much not interested in the rat when there were 4 giant meat tins right there in front of them.
Yeah, no, I only have read of them. I can't even fathom becoming.
Nope. Those things are terrible.
It would have been so great.
They look like the fucking chrysalids from XCOM.
That's like
Reminds me of the Sylphids from WoW.
Reminds me of that one thing Obi-Wan Kenobi had to kill in Attack of the Clones. But yeah, you recount what the hell that thing was. It's a Kruthic. Typically, even though they're reptiles, they have kind of a insect-like hierarchy to them. There's usually a hive lord, followed by several smaller forms, and then larval state.
Okay.
The ones you all saw seem to be normal sized. None of them were hive lords.
Ooh, is that what we're talking about?
The second one is a Silithid from World of Warcraft. The one I sent is a Kruthic.
Oh, that's fucked up.
Yeah, that's what I thought of when you first described it.
Oh yeah, I'm breaking out the Tome of Foes now, guys.
Yeah, no fucking thanks. Okay. Where are we now on the sea? We're heading back home, right?
At this point, I'd say, yeah, you guys are a little over halfway back to Corda at this point.
Okay.
It is at this point now, because you guys made pretty good time getting there. You spent a nice amount of time one of you spent a nice amount of time on the island and getting out of there. It's early afternoon at this point, but still got a little bit of ways to go ahead of you.
Wow. Okay. I'm gonna relax and just think about all that fucking canon shit I just did. Felt great. Felt good.
Yeah. So much power at your fingertips.
Yeah. I actually kind of want to go back and touch it, but I'm not going to. It was pretty I don't even have a word for it. It felt great.
And you haven't even seen what it actually is yet.
I'm not super magical. I use my swords 90% of the time. I do have some spells, but touching something and fighting with something like that was pretty incredible.
Now just imagine if you had a giant 100-foot gun mounted on the coast.
That's not good.
Yep. In the immortal words of Matt Mercer, that's too many dice to roll.
Too many dice to roll.
Yeah, that's a you're all dead.
That's a big nope for me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But it's a flashy way to make a statement.
It is.
Yeah.
But anything else you guys want to accomplish before the ship makes it into dock?
I'll heal myself a little bit more.
Okay, you have plenty of time to take a short rest, by the way, if you're wanting to.
Oh yes, please.
Yeah, use it
Yeah,
back.
so you can roll all your hit die if you want.
Is it just us in the?
Yeah. So I didn't describe the captain's cabin. So, captain's cabin is even despite Molly being Molly, it's very minimalistic. There are a couple liquor cabinets and like foodstuffs in various cabinets on the sides of the area. The entire floor is just made up of padded cushions, though. Like it's really just you can literally lay anywhere in this cabin and you'd be fine, or you could do anything on the floor of this cabin and it would be fine.
Right. I will address everyone, and as far as it goes, I don't think we have to be worried about a single person on this ship spilling anything that happened today, except for that one guy that we hired to get us there. How are you guys feeling about him? Are we concerned? Do we need to pay him a little extra? Maybe grease his palms?
Going to pay him a little bit extra to keep his mouth shut about what he saw, or at the very least, who he was with, or where he was, because I don't think he's going to go around claiming, "Yeah, I was on that boat that the Imperials tried to chase down." I'm going to shut up.
I mean, he's got to know he's dead too.
If he says anything, he's dead.
If he went directly to the Imperials and told them, you know, and he thought he'd be saving his skin doing it, then he'd be fucking wrong. So
Yeah, he
maybe
sounds like
just
he's
out
had
of
enough. He's
out
had
of a
enough experience with
Mm.
them that he's not gonna.
out of a general courtesy, we'll obviously pay him extra to keep his mouth shut, but I think we should be okay with everybody else. At least I'd hope so.
And being the drunk that he is, are people actually going to believe half the things that come out of his mouth?
There
Either
you
way,
go.
I'm still going to pay him, so.
No, okay. I feel good about it.
Yeah, me too.
Okay. Anything else? Or are you guys going to talk to him now at this point?
Yeah, I think so. Once we get back.
Yeah,
Okay.
once we arrive back, we'll talk to him.
Yeah, let's get he needs to get us back home first. Not that he wouldn't want to, but
Okay. Well, towards the end of the voyage, the ship begins to slow down, drop sail, so it can approach Corda via normal means without raising any kind of suspicion. You guys all feel the drop in speed as you're in the captain's cabin. You make your way out onto the deck of the ship, seeing the ship get ready for its approach to Corda, passing the Imperial Navy screens that normally try to keep any kind of threats as the ship is flying the proper flags for entry. You find Torval up at the bow of the ship, just kind of watching as the city grows larger in view.
I'll walk up to him. Pretty hell of a
Well.
day, huh?
Yeah, definitely that.
So, you're not going to be telling anybody about what you actually saw, are you?
Oh gods, no. I'm done doing anything with the Empire at this point. I wish I hadn't seen any of that really. And as far as I'm concerned, I didn't.
Well, that's good. And I wanted to adjust your pay a little bit for your trouble for today, because we weren't expecting things to get that hectic. So we're going to give you a little bit extra, and I dip it in my pocket, and I give him 30 gold.
30 gold. Okay.
Yes, 30 gold.
Okay. You hand him the gold and he goes, you do realize how much this is, right?
Yes.
I mean, I've made maybe this amount in my entire lifetime.
Yes, but for the hell that we put you through today, I think it's more than fitting. And just to say thank you for helping us, and we were never here.
I'm more than willing to. As far as I'm concerned, we've never met.
Sounds good to me. And I will head back away.
Unless we need another navigator. In which case.
Yeah, maybe.
yeah.
Well, if you need another navigator who's not exactly friendly with the Empire, you have my name now. I'm always, well, usually around. Or drunk somewhere.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Good to know.
It was easy enough to find you the first time.
Yeah, well, like I said, just take care of yourselves, right?
Yep, you too, man.
Thanks, Torval.
No problem. And with that, you guys, as the ship has been coming into dock, setting everything up, the helmsman speaks with the... This is a private dock that's been leased. There's not really a customs agent. I mean, there's a kind of a cursory check with the helmsman, and then they don't even bother checking with you guys to see who's coming into the city at this point. But Torval heads off towards the Porticall bar where you found him, and you guys are back in the city.
Alright, we should report to Molly and finally get those fucking names.
Whew. Yeah, let's head that way. Jesus. That was going to be like a 2-3 day venture, and we did it in less than a day.
In less than 8 hours, technically.
That boat is phenomenal.
That was almost my nightmare.
Oh man, yeah, it was close.
Yeah, it was a little scary for me, too.
It was close. Okay. Yeah, let's head back to Molly.
Okay. As you guys make your way back into the market district, heading towards Court and Crafts, you find the door to Court and Crafts open already. As you step inside, checking, you do not see any sign of the old woman who typically runs and watches for the store.
Do I see anything foul play?
Make an
Anything that-
investigation check at this point.
I'd be looking for blood
How's the
or anything.
How's the old Spidey sense feeling about this one?
Yeah.
I mean, you don't
Spidey
see any
sense-
You don't see any indication of where the woman is. You don't see any kind of signs of foul play yet. Until you get to the opening to the basement, where the entrance to the den delights is, where the hatch to the basement is left open.
That's not good.
Oh shit!
I'm gonna go.
You're just leaving?
No, I
Going
was
in?
gonna. Yeah, I was gonna
Okay.
head.
Just to hang tight. Hold on. Is everybody with us right now? Let's all we'll all go together. We can head down.
I was
At the same
assuming you guys
pace.
were
Is there
just gonna follow me.
Are we hearing voices down there, or any clangs, or just anything?
You do not hear anything at the moment.
Whenever we passed through this the very first time, there was a sense of magic that dispelled some things about us. Is that correct?
So, what
Do we still feel that?
The process to get into the den, there's a hatch in Court and Crafts, leads down into a tunnel. The tunnel leads to kind of an underground basement area where there's the continuation of the tunnel and two guards, the two massive Goliath figures. Inside the continuation of the tunnel is where that magical field is. You're not entirely sure what that field does exactly. It's always kind of like a calming effect that passes over you, but as soon as you're through that field, you feel like normal. So, not sure what that field does.
The field is still present, though, correct?
You haven't made it there yet. As you continue down the basement tunnel and make it to the main basement area, you find the bodies of the two Goliaths.
Shit.
Okay, we should sneak going forward and be as quiet as we can. If somebody's killing fucking Goliaths.
And I'll hit everybody in the party with Pass Without a Trace.
Okay. Finn, I think you're the only one with a passive high enough to notice this out of the corner of your eye. As you pass by the bodies of the Goliaths, you don't see typical wounds on them. You're at this point used to seeing stab wounds, arrow wounds, things like that. Not really seeing any of that on these guys. Instead, there's just clusters of holes in the chest.
Oh
Oh,
shit!
shit.
Holes?
Holes, plural.
With nothing in them?
I'm sure.
Well, blood. They're bloody.
Yeah.
They're holes.
Hey, Tyler.
What's up?
When rich dude pointed that, what do you call it, gun thing, the little hand cannon.
So
When he
Molly
pointed
was
at that
calling.
elf. What did
Yeah.
it look like that?
It looked just like that.
Okay.
Oh, shit.
And are you all like animaled out?
For today, I'm trying to think if I did it earlier in the day or not.
You used your powers twice.
Yeah,
Alright,
you
yeah,
did use it twice.
I'm all out.
Okay.
I'm drawing both my short swords.
I mean, this is 100% Imperials, guys.
Oh, I've got my bow with already. Let's try and sneak in and see what we can find. See if anybody's alive inside.
Weird question. Do I smell anything different?
I mean, you smell blood, and that's not normal. Go ahead and make a perception check. I'll say.
I'm just saying I know what if somebody getting stabbed would, like, that wouldn't produce a smell, but
I mean, you're smelling the blood from combat and everything.
God damn it.
Ugh. I don't like fucking Joe tonight.
Taylor, you're able to pick up the smells of charred meat. and some kind of weird, almost like sulfur smell in the air. The sulfur smell is coming from your immediate vicinity. It seems like the sulfur smell is coming from around these bodies. The charred meat smell is coming from farther down the tunnel, though.
Uh-oh.
What are you catching on to? What do you say? Uh-oh.
I'm smelling burnt meat and just like a sulfur smell.
Well, my
Fuck.
armor of shadows is still kicking from earlier, but I'm gonna go ahead, drop it, and put it back on just in case.
Okay.
All right, I'll advance forward.
Oh, yeah, I think most of us are with stealth.
Yeah.
Are we stealthing?
I did cast Pass Without a Trace on us, so we got a +10 to your roll.
Oh, it's plus
Okay.
10.
No, for sure then.
Okay. Everyone go ahead and roll a stealth check then.
I
And
needed it.
we'll add 10 to the roll. So 20, 17, 23, 27. Okay. As you guys begin, who's leading this? I need I need a marching order.
I am
Well, Rick's
comfortable.
got the fucking
Yeah,
muscles, so he's
I'm
going
comfortable
first.
leading. Yep, I'm heading that way. Everybody's behind me.
I'm definitely back by my sister, so.
Okay, so you two are right next to each other. Who's after Rick's then, or
I'll go second.
okay, then Finn. We'll say Taylor and Tyler. Okay. So as you begin to make your way through the continuation of the tunnel, because Rick's has dark vision, you're able to see this. And Taylor, you quickly find where the charred meat smell came from. Right, it's right before the area where like that magical aura starts. You find a body. The skin on the body burned to a crisp. Wearing almost like ruffian style clothing, a simple bandana wrapped around the face to kind of obscure any details, holding one of those hand cannons or firearms, as it were, that you collected with Lord Brindish.
It's holding a hand cannon.
Yep, he's holding one of them.
Take
I want to grab it.
Oh,
See,
I'm about to
that's-
say.
I'm gonna grab
Yep.
my dagger too and slice a strip off my cloak and wrap it around my face too, so it's obscured.
Okay. Easily done. Your face is now obscured. Rix, go ahead and in your inventory, go ahead and mark that you have one empty pistol.
Okay. Got it.
Oh, by the way, I have Devil Sight now, so no more sad eyes for Finn.
Yay.
Very true.
I can even see the
Wow.
magical darkness.
Does it give you any kind of true sight or anything like that, where you can see magical shit?
No, but I can see in magical darkness.
Okay.
So, like, even if it's like a darkness spell, I can still see through it.
Okay.
Apart
you
from
do.
the empty.
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I was gonna say, apart from the empty pistol, I wanna. Shit. Yeah, I wanna check his body real quick
Investigation
for
check.
anything else.
And it's like normal vision too. It's not like everything's all washed out. Like, I can see colors.
I may as well just stop rolling.
You find about 12 gold on him.
I'll pocket it for right now. I'm not gonna divvy shit out like that.
Yeah,
the
seems like
moment.
everything else you're finding is either burnt to a crisp with him, or you found it already. So
Okay. I'll look behind everyone and just make sure they're all doing good and get the nod, and then we'll move forward.
I'll
Yep.
say probably, 10, 15 feet at least back from.
Yeah, I'm comfortable with that. That's fine.
okay. You guys continue on, eventually passing through the magical aura. As you pass into it, you no longer hear the music that normally comes when you pass through the aura and make your way towards the den. Instead, you're hearing the soft clanging of steel on steel. You hear
Steel on steel?
mm-hmm,
Well, that means
as
they're
if a
still
sword
here.
fight, as if a sword fight is going on somewhere. In addition, you're also hearing off in the distance the groans of wounded people. And as you begin to make your way closer and closer towards the den, you hear a very loud gunshot go off in the distance.
Oh, fuck.
God damn it.
I say keep going. I'll use
Yeah.
awaken
Yeah,
mind. I'll use awaken
I'm not-
mind to tell Rick's like, let's go.
Yeah, I'm moving forward. Still stealth, though. I'm not going to run up on anything. Still stealthing.
Okay.
Quietly.
As you make your way into the main chamber of the den, it is a massacre in here. Most of the standard patrons of the den, anyone who doesn't look like one of Molly's men or some kind of criminal enforcer or anything like that, all of the normal patrons are dead. Those that are the more rough element appear to be either wounded somewhere or fighting what appears to be bandits of a sort. Most of them carrying just basic steel cutlasses, and a few of them seeming to have the little pistols tucked away on their belt, or in one case, as you're able to see, drawn, having just fired at someone and shooting a man dead. There are numerous corpses all around, though, and off in the far other chamber, you're able to hear the brogue of Mollyhawk, Mollyhawk Tea Leaf. Come on, you bastards! Come here and fight me! And that's where we're going to leave off.
Wonderful.
Ah!
Oh, man.
Damn it, I thought we were going to fight tonight!
Nope.
No, we're already
Nope.
3 hours in.
Sounds like next session, though. That's what I meant to say.
Oh,
Apparently.
man. That's
Whew.
good.
That was
Hey,
fun.
you know what? This is what we get for fucking him on the 1,500 gold a person quest that he sent us on. The second we did that, he was like, you know what? This beautiful little room that you guys have and all these quests you're going to get from this guy, no,
Fuck
I'm
it.
going to kill him.
Oh, no. This is... Okay, you guys need to understand. This was already in the works. This would have happened whether you guys had been here or
Yeah.
not.
So
Okay, good.
So thank you, Finn, for suggesting we do the high-paying job first.
Yes,
No
thank
Hell
you.
shit,
yeah. Thank you.
actually.
Yeah, we could have done those little rinky-dink jobs and not got fucking paid.
That's
Yeah.
funny.
Good thing
And
we
then
did that.
been here when the attack came.
Yep.
Yeah, that would have been a fucking clusterfuck.
Oh, yeah.
It would have been a fucking bloodbath. We'd have killed all those
That's funny.
motherfuckers.
We hope. Well, either way, we can still kill a few, maybe.
I'll run from light blades. I'm not running from these fucking turds with guns.
Hell no.
Because I don't need a gun. I got fucking 2 Eldritch Blasts now.
True.
And I've got 6 attacks.
I want a gun, though.
I've got a gun.
I want to
And
get one,
you,
too.
and you have no idea how to operate it, but yeah.
I'm not even going to. I was actually afraid to pick it up. I'm like, I don't even
I'll
know it's
take
empty.
it.
I don't know
You
it's
know
empty, right?
No, you do. You don't know it's empty unless you tried pulling the trigger. So,
I don't know
where that
anything
comes from.
about it. Yeah, I don't know what
Yeah.
the fuck it is.
you got nothing then. You pick that thing up and you're just like, nope, later.
I'm
Yep.
picking up some random fucking dirty gun I found on the street. It's a good way to get pinched.
Yep.
Well, good stuff.
Well, as always, hope everyone had fun.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Even
Thank
if
you,
one of you
sir.
almost did die.
It's fine. I'm fine. Everything's fine.
I had it all mapped out how you guys would get there and, exploring this jungle and everything like that. And the second you were like, nope, I'm flying over it, I'm like, okay, we're doing this. Because it would have been way cooler had you guys just walked in and suddenly, boop, no magic.
I had this weird feeling
cooler for
that
you.
you wouldn't expect it, but then I was like, we did that with the cannon. He knows we're gonna try it again. Nope.
Oh, like I said, that's why I took fucking Pact of the Chain.
Yeah.
That's funny. All right, guys, take it easy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hope everyone had a good time. Everyone will figure out a next session and everything like that. It probably won't be until July, but
That's fine.
actually, no, it won't be
That'll
until
work.
July. So, no,
Alright.
probably about it.
All right.
I'll be ending the
But
Cool.
I'll get in touch with all you guys. And
Alright.
everyone have a good rest of your night.
Cool.
Later.
You too.